Good evening, everyone. Hope all of you are doing fine on Sunday evening. I'm very sorry. We've started at 10 minutes late. I just wanted all of you to join such that we can start this session. Huh? Okay. So, introducing myself, I'm Dr. Manisha Dhungana. I've done my Bachelor's of Physiotherapy from KIMS and I've done my Master's in Neurophysiotherapy. I'm working as an assistant professor in Deccan College of Physiotherapy and I am head of neurophysiotherapy at PhysioShine Physio Rehab, LV Nagar. So, the agenda of today's session is we are going to do principles of weight control, diet, and exercise, a physiotherapist scientific guide. So, all of you know that weight control is very difficult, very difficult to achieve, and many people you might have seen, those who go to gym and even the people who don't go to gym, they struggle a lot for this weight control. So in our today's session we will be doing how can we control the weight with the help of both dieting and exercise. And if okay chalo, before I start this session I would like to ask one question to all of you. Please drop the message in the chat box such that I will also understand what is your perspective of this topic. What do you think? Is it dieting is enough for weight control, or exercise is enough for effective weight control, or do you think both exercise and dieting will help for effective weight control? A is dieting, B is exercise, C is A and B both. What do you think helps in effective weight control? Please drop a message. Please drop the answer in the chat box, whether it is A, B, or C. Be a little quick. Okay, so the answer is C. Yes, dieting and exercise. So in our today's session, the reason why I brought this topic for discussion today is all of us know, we all are, most of us are physiotherapists, I believe, in the group. Whoever have joined today's meeting, all of us are physiotherapists. So from our point of view, if you ask me, I would say that exercise is more beneficial for losing weight rather than dieting. अगर यहाँ पे न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट या डाइटिशियन होते तो they would have told that diet is more important than exercise. Yes, but here we have to go hand in hand. I would say that dieting and exercise both are equal. So our today's session will be divided into two parts. From 4 to 5:30, almost 1.5 hour session, we will learning only about dieting. Okay, dieting mein what are the components which help in weight reduction, and from 5:30 to 6:30, 1 hour, we will be seeing in physiotherapy through exercises what are the different exercises or what are the different strategies through which we can help in weight control. And at last we will do a combination of both dieting as well as weight control. Okay, how these two will be effective in effective weight control. See, so we are going to first do dieting, then physical activity, and combination of both. So before I start today's session, I want to share a very simple thing with all of you. So just imagine that your body is a bank account. Just imagine your body is a bank account. Okay, what do you do in bank? Why do you go to bank? For savings, to deposit or to withdraw. Yes, to deposit or to withdraw the amount. So here I said to take your body example as it is a bank account. Okay? So when you are depositing the amount, matlab, that is known as input, and when you are withdrawing, it is nothing but it is output. So when I say input, it means you are eating. Okay, eating in the form of calorie. So remember one thing, whatever you eat whatever you eat will give the energy to your body. That is known as calorie or energy. Okay? And in scientific terminology, we calculate this calorie as kilocalorie. In nutrition, calorie and kilocalorie both are equal. Okay? So the input is nothing but the deposit which you are making into your bank account, which is nothing but body, and the withdrawal or the output is nothing but the movement whatever you are doing. This is the withdrawal. Okay, so just imagine if the deposit is equal to withdrawal, what will happen to your bank balance? If the deposit is equal to your withdrawal, what will happen to the bank balance? The bank balance will remain same. Matlab, it is balanced. Okay, you deposited same 300 rupees and then you withdrawed same 300 rupees. Okay, hence your balance remain the same. In the same way, if we apply this to your body weight, if you eat 300 kilocalories of food, okay, if you eat 300 kilocalories of food, and if you expend or expenditure or spend 300 kilocalories via exercise, okay, or basal metabolic rate or RM, I'll explain you what are these. Okay, if you eat 300 kilocalories and if you expend 300 kilocalories, what will happen to your weight? Your weight will be same. Okay, this is the basic principle, basic agenda why we are conducting today's session. Okay, your body is like a bank account, and you deposit and you withdraw. If that balance is same, if the input is equal to output, then your body will weight will be same. But if the deposit is more, okay, now seeing the other side of this, if deposit is greater than withdrawal, what will happen to your body weight? It will increase, it will shoot, hence you will gain weight. Yes, there will be weight gain. But if the deposit is less than withdrawal, or if you're depositing 300 kilocalories but you're withdrawing 500 kilocalories, it means you are doing more expenditure, you are expending more, hence you will lose weight. Yes, hope I'm making sense to all of you. Yes, if yes, please give me a heads up. If you're understanding, please give me a heads up. If you're not understanding anywhere, you can stop me and you can ask me questions. We'll take the questions. Okay. So how does all of this happen? How does all of this happen? These all will happen through law of thermodynamics. Arey ye kya to bhi hai yaar, law of thermodynamics. This we have studied in our physics class way back in your 10th, 9th, 10th or plus 2 intermediate. Yes. So why are we talking all of this? What is law of thermodynamics in physics? Who are physics toppers here? I think nobody. That's why you guys joined BPC and now you're doing physiotherapy. Okay, so what is law of thermodynamics? Law of thermodynamics states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Yes, all of you know this. Matlab, when there is this energy, 300 kilocalories energy we spoke about, no? So this energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Once this is created, it cannot be destroyed, but it can be expended, it can be withdrawn in different forms through your system. Okay, how? We will study that. So the basic idea is, do you all have an idea that how much amount of food do you eat in a year? How much amount of food an adult eats in an year? It is approximately 830 kgs of food an adult eats. Approximately 830 kgs of food an adult eats. And still your body remains stable. How does this happen? This happens because of this. you are maintaining the deposit and withdrawal equal. That is the reason why even after having so much amount of food, 830 kgs of food in an year, you're maintaining the stable body weight. Okay, so let us now start with the session. Energy balance, input versus output. Weight change depends on your amount of energy you've input and energy output. So this energy output is through BMR, is through the activity, physical activity. Here physical, it is physical activity and thermogenesis. BMR is nothing but basal metabolic rate. See, this will talk in two terminologies. One is RMR and another one is BMR. RMR is nothing but resting metabolic rate. Resting metabolic rate. BMR is basal metabolic rate. What is the difference between these two? Just a second, guys. So what is the difference between resting metabolic rate and basal metabolic rate? Resting metabolic rate is you are sitting, you're watching TV, you're absolutely doing nothing. At that time, what is the minimum amount of energy required for your lungs to breathe, for your heart to beat, okay, for your digestive system to digest the food? All of these will come under resting metabolic rate. Okay, what is basal metabolic rate? Basal metabolic rate is nothing but the amount of energy required for you to do your daily activities. Okay, this is nothing but your basal metabolic rate. So through resting metabolic rate and through basal metabolic rate, see, everything in your body requires energy. We have discussed this in our previous webinar also. Whatever you do, your body requires ATP. ATP is like a cash in your body. You want to blink, you require ATP. You want to breathe, you require ATP. You want to breathe, you require ATP. Your heart wants to beat, it requires ATP. Okay, if your heart wants to beat, it requires ATP. So all of these will come under your output, BMR and RMR. Physical activity matlab you go for walking, you go for jogging, you do some exercise. All of this is physical activity. Thermogenesis is nothing but it is thermic effect of food. Thermic effect of food matlab for your food to get digested, you do require some amount of energy. See, you get energy from food. मतलब you can say मैम फूड से ही तो एनर्जी आ रहा, फिर उसके लिए उसको डाइजेस्ट करने के लिए भी वी रिक्वायर एनर्जी. येस, फॉर डाइजेशन ऑफ फूड ऑल्सो वी डू रिक्वायर एनर्जी. सो फॉर दैट ऑल्सो it is counted in energy output. So thermogenesis is also counted under energy output. So as I already said, positive balance. If you eat more, you will gain weight, and if you burn more, you will lose weight. So here, if you eat more, this will go like this. Yes, this will go like this. Matlab, it will be more heavier on this side because you are eating more. Hence, this is positive balance. And if you expend more, this will be like this, है ना? Because you are burning more, you burn more. So when you are eating more, there will be positive balance, and when you are burning more, it will be negative balance. But when you come to real life example, this is not positive for you because you are gaining weight. The people who are obese, this, you don't want this, you want this. Yes, so let us go deep into the session. Components of energy output. As I said that basal metabolic rate, physical activity and thermic effect of food will give you energy output. And out of all of these, basal metabolic rate is almost contributing 60 to 75%, and your physical activity is contributing only 15 to 30%. Thermic effect of food, matlab digestion and all, will give only 5 to 10% of energy output. So here, obese people will have more basal metabolic rate because they are doing less physical activity. So when you want your weight to be controlled, when you want your weight to be controlled, you are supposed to increase this physical activity, because it is only 15 to 30% of what we are seeing in the energy output. So the people who are going to gym or people who are obese should increase their physical activity. So when the people who are obese are increasing this physical activity, it is not that easy. Had it been that easy, I wouldn't have taken this session. Okay, I would have asked them to do dieting. Okay, dieting matlab you eat somewhere around see, for example, an adult requires men usually they require 2500 kilocalories per day to survive, and women require almost 2000 kilocalories per day. Okay, in one whole day, you women require 2000 kilocalories and men requires 2500 kilocalories. Okay, so during dieting, as you are doing dieting, I would say if you want to lose weight, you eat 200 kilocalorie less. Okay, so they'll count, then it is done. Okay, so they are just 200 to 500 kilocalories they are cutting down, and then per day, and then automatically it will, per month your weight will be reduced. And you do physical activity, how much? Somewhere around 1 hour 30 minutes or 90 minutes per day, and then it's this is enough. So dieting plus physical activity is done. Why are we discussing this in a 3 hours of session? Okay, because it is not that easy. Dieting is not that easy, and physical activity is not that easy to understand. Okay, so I'll break it down. So total energy expenditure, again, I just wanted to show it in a pictorial form. That's why I put this slide. Basal metabolism, that is nothing but the basic activities which you are doing, and that basic activities is expending some energy. Digestion, thermic effect of food. When you are digesting, digestive system also requires some amount of energy, and again physical activity. These are the components of energy output. So summarizing all of this, energy balance is nothing but you are giving some input to your body. That input of energy is in the form of food which you are eating, and you are giving output, energy output, in the form of basal metabolism, digestion, thermic effect of food, or physical activity. If this input is equal to output, then your energy will be, then your body weight will be balanced. If any of the component, input or output, if any of the component is imbalanced, then you can see positive balance or negative balance. Okay, so you just imagine this, it in the form of this tarazu. Okay, a small change. If you add one extra biscuit here, okay, if you add one extra biscuit here, extra biscuit per day, per year. Okay, you're adding one extra biscuit or one puff, chicken puff, egg puff, veg puff, whatever you want, one extra puff or one plate of noodles, extra whatever you're eating apart from that. Okay, so these two are so big. Okay, chalo, let us just add one extra biscuit or 2 or 3 bites of chocolate if you're adding. Okay, this is for the people who are obese. We are talking about the people who are obese. The people who are already obese, if you're adding 2-3 bites of chocolate or one extra biscuit per year, this will give you 1 kg extra every year. Okay, hence your this will be shifting in this way. So because you've added one extra biscuit today, you've added one extra biscuit tomorrow, you've added one extra biscuit day after tomorrow, like this, so it increased, hence you are in positive balance. You are in positive balance. Now you have come under the category of obese because this came down, so it is positive balance. Okay, remember one thing, your body has its own accountant. Your body has its own accountant, and this accountant notices every small calorie you're adding, every small calorie. And I hope you remember from my previous webinar that whatever you eat, either carbs, proteins, or fat, excess of all of this will convert into fat. Yes, I've explained this in our previous session. Excess amount of carb, excess amount of protein, excess amount of fat will go and settle into adipose tissue. And once it gets settled in adipose tissue, this adipocytes will release inflammatory markers. It will release inflammatory markers, and these inflammatory markers will go to different organs of your body and it will start damaging them. It will start damaging them. And hence, okay, let us just apart from today's lecture, just let me add one small thing. All of you have studied that osteoarthritis of knee happens because of overweight, obesity. Okay, OA knee happens due to overweight or obesity, because we've studied that obesity, too much of weight on the joints, it will cause wear and tear of the joints. Yes, we've studied it that way. So in our third year, whenever they asked us to write OA knee, the first line which we used to write is, it is the wear and tear of the joint, है ना, non-inflammatory wear and tear of the joint which happens due to overweight on the knee joint. But even before that, even before the obesity sets in, even before the person becomes obese, if your adipocytes are full, of fat, okay, this adipocytes will start releasing this inflammatory markers. As I explained you, it will start releasing the inflammatory markers, and once this inflammatory markers are produced, it travels in your bloodstream and it will reach the knee joint. Once it reaches the knee joint, it starts invading chondrocytes. It starts invading chondrocytes, and hence your cartilage will start eroding. Your cartilage erodes, and hence you will land up having OA knee. Okay, so this is the major cause you see before you this is the major thing you see in your OA knee. Okay, hope I'm making sense to you. So this was apart from this, that this is the main reason why we are doing weight control. So this class is especially for the people who are obese or who are treating the patients with obesity, because many people might come to you and ask you कि अरे weight control नहीं हो रहा, weight control कैसा करना है, or they'll be telling you कि even after going to gym I am unable to lose my weight, so what should I do? So this is basically for people who wants to learn about that. Okay, so this is how imbalance causes weight change. This is how imbalance causes the weight change. There are 3 ways to create weight loss. So this is understandable. All of you know, if you want to work on this side, if you want to work on the energy expenditure, first thing is input ही कम दे दो. If you want output more, if you want this balance to be stable, you give less input. Matlab you eat few calories. Matlab if you are having per day, you are having 2000 kilocalories of food, no, you reduce it to 1800 kilocalories. You reduce it to 1800 kilocalories. So per day 200 kilocalories of energy is deficit per day. We are talking about per day. Okay, so just imagine for 1 month how much will it be? 200 into 30. How much will it be? 6000 kilocalories per month. You are being deficit. Okay, so this will really work. Initially, instead of going to 500 600 kilocalories deficit, you better go only for 200 or 100. You can go for 100. Matlab you reduce 100 kilocalorie of input, you increase 100 kilocalorie of output. Then adding up these two, it will give you 200 kilocalorie of deficit. Yes, hope I'm making sense to you. Reducing 100 kilocalories, increasing 100 kilocalories of output. All of you are understanding? Everybody, if all of you are understanding, please send me a heart in the chat, please. Okay, I'll wait for a minute. Just let me know whether all of you are there with me. I'm going a little slow because I want you all to understand the main concept such that we can understand how dieting works, how physical activity works. Because for you to understand that, you have to understand what are these kilocalories and all. Please drop a heart if you're understanding what I am talking. Because it is a 3 hours of session, I want to explain everything in detail. That's why we are going a little slow. Okay, so let us continue. I hope you understood this. There are 3 ways to create weight loss. One, you either you eat few calories, matlab you are reducing the input, or you increase the physical activity, matlab you are increasing the output. So when you are having 100 kilocalories less, and when you are increasing 100 kilocalorie output, 100 plus 100 will become 200 kilocalories of deficit, and 200 kilocalories of deficit per day for a month will give you almost 6000 kilocalories of deficit. Okay, so let us move on to energy balance, input versus output. See, as I already explained, input, it is a 100 calorie rule, which is an eye opener to many of you. Just extra calories per day, 100 extra calories per day. Matlab, in my previous slide, I've said that we are having 100 kilocalories less. Okay, just imagine you are having 100 extra calories per day. It will become 100 into 365. Why did we take 365? 365 days in a year. So it will become 36,500 calories per year. ठीक है, 36,500 calories per year. So how did I come up with this? 1 kg of fat will give 7,700 kilocalories. Okay, 1 kg of fat is equal to 7,700 kilocalories of fat. Then how much is this? Matlab 36,500 kilocalories will be how many kgs of fat? Simple, do 36,500 divided by 7,700. How much will it be? It will be somewhere around 4.74 kgs of fat. Matlab just 100 extra calories per day you are having. Matlab you just had a biscuit. Okay, per day you had a biscuit which had 100 calories, extra calories per day, and in an year it became 4.7 kgs of fat. Okay, because your body didn't require that biscuit, your body didn't require that extra amount of biscuit, but still you tend to eat that. When you ate that, it gave you 36,500 calories, which unnecessarily got added up to your overall weight, and you gained 4.74 kg of fat. Okay, so how can you reduce this input? By this output, the one which I've explained. The magic of a 200 kilocalorie daily deficit. Eat 100 calorie less, burn 100 calorie more. That is 1 mile of walking. So total deficit will be 200 kilocalorie per day. Yearly impact will be somewhere around 9.5 kg fat loss. Again, you have to calculate this the same way here which I have calculated. You just have to remember that 1 kg of fat is 7,700 kilocalories. Okay, this is your input versus output. Okay, now let us go with recommendations and dieting. For that was the basic which we have studied, where we have studied only about the energy balance, input versus output. Now we will see how much amount of kilocalories is recommended and how dieting will help for weight control. We'll be seeing different types of dieting strategies. Okay, out of which some you might have tried or you might have heard about it. Okay, most weight loss plans don't fail due to lack of discipline. They do not wait. See, weight loss plans will not fail due to lack of discipline, because they fail because the goal was unrealistic. Many of you know, see, for example, if a 90 kg person who wants to come down to 60 kgs, I think there are many people around you who feel that कि 90 kg से 60 kg जाना है उन लोगों को, तो ये difference of 30 kg कैसा होगा? How will this 90 to 60 come? They will expect that in 1 month, I will reduce 6 kgs or I will reduce 10 kgs. This is impossible. This is practically impossible. Okay? Because that fellow is 90 kgs. If someone is 100 kgs, this is completely impractical कि तुमको 1 month में you will not be able, even if you are able to do this, it will be associated with certain risk factors. There will be certain health risk. There will be certain health risk. That is the reason why you will not be able to achieve this. So how can we plan this? Because this goal is almost unrealistic to achieve. If you want to lose 30 kgs of weight in just 3 months, it is not possible. So how much this 90 kg person should lose per month or per week, that we are going to see. Because that is what this means, that it is not of lack of discipline, because they are daily going to gym, but they have certain expectations in their mind that I will lose certain amount of weight. That certain amount of weight is almost 30 kgs. So how much? Almost 60%, almost 50 to 60% they are trying to lose, which is unrealistic. Okay, so you see this old approach. Previously, all of you might have heard about this. Your ideal weight should be x based on the charts. Matlab, for example, you are 90 kgs. Matlab, तुम्हारा height, by seeing your height, by seeing your weight, by seeing your age, बोलते ना तुम्हारे एज के लिए और तुम्हारे हाइट के लिए, तुम्हारे वेट के लिए, दिस इज टू मच और दिस इज बराबर, और यू शुड lose more weight. They keep telling that, no? How is that possible? So previously they used to feel that ki your ideal weight should be xyz based on different charts. There used to be कि इतना BMI है तो you should lose this much of weight. If your height and weight says this, you should lose this much of weight. That is practically impossible. So that was old approach. Targets were extreme. 95 kg fellow has to lose 60 kgs, which was practically impossible. These all are backed up by research. We'll do it one by one. Okay? People tried, failed, and they felt defeated, and then they quit. Yes, they tried, because 95 is 60, they want to go in just 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. They tried, they failed, and they felt defeated, and they simply quit. Okay, but now this new global approach given by WHO, IOM is nothing but Institute of Medicine, and now this is known as National Academy of Medicine. This is National Academy of Medicine, IOM. NHLBI is National Heart, Lung and Blood Institute. Okay, which deals with obesity, cardiovascular health problems and all. Okay, so this new global approach is given by WHO, IOM, NHLBI. Okay, and they will set a realistic first goal. They have set that lose just 5 to 15% of your current weight. Okay, for example, start with 90 kg. Starting weight is 90 kg. Okay, if this just all of you, see, I just want all of you to calculate how much is 5% of 90 kgs, and please tell me what is 15% of 90 kgs. Let us do a little math in this. Tell me how much is 5% of 90 kgs, and tell me how much is 15% of 90 kgs. I am watching the chat box. Please give me the answer. How much is 5% of 90 kgs? Come on, take your calculators out and let me know how much is 5% of 90 kgs and how much is 15% of 90 kgs? Are you calculating? But I have not. Yes, please calculate and let me know how much is 5% of 90 kgs and how much is 15% of 90 kgs. Let us do a little math. 90 into 5 by 100. Okay. 5 nines are very nice. Very nice. 5 nines are 45 as you have 10. Kondal, very good. Dhanush, yes, good. It is 4.5 is 5%. Okay. And 15% of that is 90 into 15 by 100. If you do this, it will be 13.5, almost 13.5 kgs. Matlab, recommended initial goal for that person is between 4.5 to 13 kgs of loss, not directly 30 kgs, 20 kgs, 15 kgs. Okay, this is the recommended initial goal, which is 5 to 15% of your current weight, 4.5 to 13 kg loss, and this is achievable, it is motivating, and it is medically meaningful, and it is sustainable. Okay, hope you understood this concept. The old approach was they will give you certain charts, and based on those certain charts your weight has supposed to be checked according to those charts. Okay, and the target was 95 से 60 kg हो जाना है. But the new global approach said that you just lose 5 to 15% of your current weight. So when I say lose just 5 to 15% of your current weight, it means you are setting the goal somewhere between 4.5 to 13 kgs, and this is achievable. And once the client start losing weight, it means it motivates them. Okay, and it gives a medically meaningful weight loss. Now, what is research showing about weight regain? See, many of the people will say that, "अरे starting में बहुत अच्छा weight loss हो रहा," but then the weight will be regained again. Structured weight loss programs work, but it is only temporary. Studies show that most people lose almost 8 to 12%, lose 8 to 12% of their weight during a program, but 1 to 2 years later, one third or two third of that weight comes back. That happens why? I'll explain you. Within 5 years, almost all of it will return. Okay, so this is what the research says you. What happens is, initially, nicely, the person who wants to lose 90 kgs, say if the person wants to lose 10 kgs and wants to become 80 kgs, it will happen. But after 1 to 2 years, that weight one third, matlab 80 kgs he has lost now, 83 or 85 kgs, the client will get back. The client will slowly start gaining the weight again. Why does that happens? And almost within 5 years, almost all of it will be returned. Why does this happen? This happens due to lack of consistency. This happens due to lack of consistency and lack of physical activity. Yes, it happens due to lack of consistency and it happens due to lack of physical activity. So long-term evidence shows that in a 7-year study of 121 participants, half regained their original weight. See, whatever I am talking, it is all backed up with research. When I am telling you that 8 to 12% of people have gained the weight back in 1 to 2 years, and in 5 years almost everybody gained the whole weight, it means that I have taken that from a study. So that study, a 7-year-old study where 121 participants were there, half regained their original weight within 2 to 3 years, and only 7 people maintained meaningful weight loss because they did not do long-term weight control, because long-term weight control requires lifestyle modification, not just dieting, and your lifestyle modifications requires this physical activity also along with dieting. See, short-term dieting is easy. Whenever you ask somebody what are you doing for weight control, they say that we are doing dieting, but that short-term dieting is very easy. But if you want to do it for a long term, that it is not possible. Okay, So now that we understood why weight loss is easy to start but hard to maintain, let us go down to the deeper question that what kind of dietary pattern and what type of physical activity will lead to long-term success. Okay? These questions all of you might get that excess I told no, whatever fat, whether you're eating protein, you're eating carbohydrates, you're eating whatever it is, excess calorie will cause fat gain. Okay, so these are some common questions which many of you will get. Does protein make me fat? Does carb make me fat, or are the carbs problem, or should I stop eating to lose fat? So these matlab, we are targeting carbs, we are targeting proteins, and we are talking about fat. Yes, carbs, proteins, and fat. If you are having excess carbs, it will get converted into fat. If you are having excess protein, it will get converted into fat. And if you are having excess fat will also get converted into fat. So should I stop eating fat to lose fat? I'll talk about this. Second question is, do different types of low calorie diets cause different fat loss? I'll answer these two questions through two research studies. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, so let us see the study 1. In study 1, they have taken 25 healthy adults. In study 1, they have taken 25 healthy adults. Okay, and they have overfed them. And they have divided this 25 healthy adults into 3 groups. Okay, group 1, group 2, group 3. Okay, group 2 and 3 were a combination. Group 1, they gave very low proteins. Okay, group 1, they gave very low protein, and group 2 and 3, they gave normal protein and high protein. Normal protein and high protein. Very low protein, normal protein, and high protein. And carbohydrate was fixed to 42%. Carbohydrate was fixed to 42%. Matlab, keeping carbohydrate fixed at 42%, these 3 groups were divided into very low protein, normal protein, and high protein. And then this was conducted for 56 days. The clients were fed for 56 days in this pattern: very low protein, normal protein, and high protein. 56 days is nothing but 8 weeks. Okay. So what were the findings? Very low protein gained less total weight. Okay, and normal protein and high protein gained more total weight. So is it the protein who did all of this? Let us know. Very low protein gained less total weight. Normal protein and high protein gained more total weight. This less total weight, they gained only fat. They lost lean muscle mass. Okay, and this group, they gained lean muscle mass plus fat. Fat amount was same here, fat amount was same here. Okay, but what is the difference between these two groups? What do you think? What is the difference between these two groups? All of you know that muscles are made up of proteins. Okay, and the first energy source is carbohydrates. All of you know this. The first energy source is carbohydrates. Okay? And this carbohydrates is stored in the form of glycogen. Yes, all of you know this. Carbohydrates are the first source of energy. And carbohydrates are stored in the form of glycogen. If this glycogen is utilized by the body, it will start utilizing fat. Okay, it will start utilizing fat. If fat is also not available, it will start utilizing the proteins. It will start breaking down. When this group 1 was on very low proteins, when this group 1 was on very low protein, the muscle did not build properly. Muscle building halted. Okay, I can say muscle building halted. Hence, they lost lean muscle mass. When I say lean muscle mass, it is nothing but muscle building. Okay, they lost lean muscle mass, but the fat was same in this. Matlab they gained fat in the same way. Here, they gained total weight, and this total weight was a combination of both fat and muscle. Understood? So, for your body to properly function, it is not just high protein, high carb, high fat. It is a combination of all of this in certain proportions for your body to work efficiently. Okay? So here, excess calories will cause weight gain. Excess calories, it is not carbs, it is not excess proteins, it is not excess fat. It is a combination of all of this when in excess will cause weight gain. Okay? The proteins may increase muscle but cannot stop fat gain if calories are in surplus. Understood? Next we'll see second research where they have given low calorie diet. Let us see low calorie diet. Again, they have three groups. One, low carbs. This group received low protein. This received low fat. Okay, so all of these groups consumed fewer calories. They have consumed less calories. This group received less carbohydrates, this received low protein, this received low fat. But after exercising, all of these groups lost same amount of fat. All of these groups lost same amount of fat. So fat loss does not just depends on energy deficit, not diet type. It depends on your input versus output. Okay, here I just wanted to tell that in low calorie diet, what are we doing? We are reducing the carbohydrate, we are reducing the proteins, we are reducing the fat. Okay, but when you saw the output, all these three groups lost same amount of fat. So is it carbs? Matlab, here you cannot tell that I had less carbs, that is the reason why I lost fat. You cannot say that I had less proteins, that is why I lost fat. You cannot say that I had less fat, that is why I lost fat. It does not depend on what you are eating. It is not less carbs, it is not less proteins, it is not, because the amount of fat lost is same in all these three groups. So here the question which we have asked, that does protein make me fat, does carbs make me fat, or should I stop eating fat to lose the fat? No, it is not all of this. It is surplus of what you eat. If you eat more fat, you'll gain more. If you eat more carbohydrates, whatever amount of carbohydrates are necessary, those carbohydrates are excess amount of carbohydrates are converted into fat. If you have more fat, whatever amount of fat is required by your body, it will utilize, and then later the surplus amount of fat will be stored as energy. Okay, and second question was, do different types of low calorie diet cause different fat loss? No, you saw that low carb, low protein, low fat, all of them gave the same amount of fat loss. Okay, so I have justified this, that excess calories cause fat gain, not carbs, not proteins, not fat. Okay guys, let us just take 2 minutes break and I'll come back. कमन पॉज करता, मेरा टाव को दुखता लगा के हरना वहाँ मेरा सर दर्द हो रहा रे। नई लाइट शायद उल्टी होने से लग है क्यों Okay guys, let us continue. So now, what is the core truth? The core truth till now what we have studied, the core truth what we have studied is it's not carbs versus it is not carbs versus protein versus fat. It is simply extra calories which we had. So we have justified through two different research studies in which first one was we have divided into low proteins, normal proteins, high proteins. Again, the amount weight gain was more in the more protein group. Yes, low protein, protein, normal protein, and high protein. These two group gained more weight. Okay, and why was that? It is because of extra amount of calories. These extra amount of calories converted into fat. Second research study was about low carbs, low fat, and low proteins. All of them again showed the same amount of weight gain. So fat loss is nothing but calorie deficit. See, for fat loss you need not reduce carbohydrate. For fat loss you need not reduce protein. For fat loss you need not reduce fat. You can put all these three in equal proportions and then you can increase the output. So fat loss is nothing but the calorie deficit. As I said that you want to reduce your weight, you eat 100 calories and you expend those 100 calories. Hence you'll be in balanced state, not keto versus low fat versus high protein. All of you, those who are working out, all of you might know what is keto diet, low fat diet, high protein diet. What is the importance of this? I'll explain you, because we are doing keto diet, will do what high protein does. Okay, so all of you know, those who are working out or those who are gym goers, there is this classical belief that 3500 kilocalories will 3500 kilocalories is 1 pound, which is nothing but 0.45 kgs of fat. When I say 0.45 kgs of fat, it is nothing but 450 grams of fat. Okay, it is 450 grams of fat. So they say that if you burn 3500 kilocalories of fat, it is nothing but you are losing 450 grams of fat per week. In 1 week you are losing 450 grams. But new research says that this 3500 kilocalorie funda is very simple. It is too simple and it is inaccurate, because your body is not a machine. Just because in first week you lost 450 grams of fat doesn't mean next week also you'll lose 450 grams of fat. No, that is not happening. You can lose less amount of fat next week. Why does that happen? I'll explain you. Problem with the rule assumes that 500 kilocalorie per day deficit will cause 1 pound loss per week. Matlab 450 grams you're losing every week with 500 kilocalorie per day deficit. It also assumes that 500 kilocalorie per day causes surplus 1 pound gain per week. Treats body like a machine. So this is a old classical belief. But as I said, your body is not a machine. Your body is a very dynamic structure. Hence many scientists have come up with a dynamic weight change model. Okay, so this dynamic weight change model has come up with the scientists have come up with dynamic weight change model, and it includes metabolic adaptation, drop in resting energy, expenditure, changes in body composition, and individual variability. Matlab, we are expecting that weight change is dynamic here. So if you're losing certain amount of calories, it means your metabolism is also affected. Initially, when you were very fat or when you were very obese, your metabolism has increased rapidly during the first week. During the first week, your metabolism increased rapidly. But during the second week, your brain thinks that I have burnt enough calories, so I have to go in hibernation state, and then your brain will not release hormones for increased metabolism. And this is about your set point theory, which we'll talk about. I'll explain you set point theory, and then you'll understand what are all of this. Okay? So what is set point theory? What is set point theory? Set point theory is nothing but the weight thermostat. Just like how you have this increase in the temperature, if there is any increase in abroad, in USA's, you have this thermostat. What does this thermostat do? If there is any increase in the temperature, this thermostat will auto regulate and it will reduce the temperature. Okay, and if there is more heat inside, it will increase the temperature. This thermostat will identify that अंदर बहुत गर्मी है, and it will start decreasing the temperature inside, hence it will be cool. मतलब अगर बहुत गर्मी है, thermostat will understand and it will make it cool. If it is very cold inside, thermostat will understand that and it will make the temperature warm. In the same way, there is this set point in your body also. It is nothing but your body has a pre-programmed range. Okay, your body has a pre-programmed weight range. That is nothing but default setting. Your body has default setting, which is stored deep in your brain, and that area in your brain is lateral hypothalamus. Okay, so your brain has a pre-programmed state of weight. Matlab, if my lateral hypothalamus says that I should be 58 kgs only, so it is fixed in your lateral hypothalamus that I should be 58 kgs only. If I try to lose the weight, my lateral hypothalamus will get activated like this, and it will try to get me back to 58 kgs again. If I lose 2 kgs and if I become 56 kgs, my lateral hypothalamus has set my weight to 58 kgs. So my body will come in a defense. My body will start coming to a defense, and my body will fight very hard to bring it up back. Okay, because my hypothalamus has set my weight to 58 kgs. I just dropped 2 points, okay? And hence my body will start fighting. My body fights to bring this back to 58 kgs. But if my body is above this, for example 60 kgs, so your internal body, your internal mechanism, whatever is happening, that will also come into the picture, and it will increase the metabolism. To bring this up. It will get it back to 58. From 60, if I want to come to 58, from 60 I want to come to 58, my body will increase its metabolism. Because metabolism also requires energy. Yes, metabolism also requires energy. I said no, metabolism is nothing but anabolic and catabolic reactions which are happening in your body. So this metabolism will also require energy. So if my weight goes above this, my body will increase metabolism to bring this weight to 58 kgs. Okay, understood. So imagine that this thermostat is like a AC in the body. Okay, if room gets cold, thermostat heats it up, and if the room is hot, thermostat cools it down. Okay, this is about your thermostat, and this is the lateral hypothalamus. So set point is nothing but your body's biologically preferred weight range stored in the lateral hypothalamus, and this is your hypothalamus. This area here is your hypothalamus. This is the sagittal section. This is the sagittal section of your brain. When you cut your brain half like this, okay, you have hypothalamus, you have this infundibulum, nothing but that stalk, and this is your pituitary gland. So this hypothalamus, which is lateral to your third ventricle, this hypothalamus is the set point. It is the thermostat of your body. And if somebody asks you what is the thermostat of your body is your hypothalamus. Okay, so let us see biological feedback mechanism and set point theory. Matlab, how your body is responding. Why is your body fighting back for this weight loss? So when we talk about weight control, most people think that it is just about eating less. Okay, eating less, exercising more. The same point which I told you in the starting, that many people will think that weight control is nothing but eating less and exercising more, but your body's biology is not that simple. Once you come 58 kgs you were, once you come 2 kgs down, what will happen? Your human body, as it is having innate survival mechanism, it will try to get it back to 60 kgs. Okay, so what does it do when overweight person, okay, chalo, we are talking about overweight, this is not overweight. For example, let us take 90 kgs person. Okay, when a 90 kgs person starts losing weight, this fellow starts losing weight. As this fellow starts losing weight, matlab your fat cells matlab your adipocyte, your fat cells will not stay quiet. They will not stay quiet. What they'll do, your fat cells, for this 5 kgs reduction, matlab now this fellow became 85 kgs. For this 5 kgs reduction, your fat cells will fight with your body. This fat cells will increase production of lipoprotein lipase. This is a very, 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 very important fat storing enzyme, LPL, lipoprotein lipase. It is very important fat storing enzyme. So let us just imagine this is your adipose cell. Okay, this is your adipose cell, and this adipose cell is releasing LPL. This is lipoprotein lipase. It is a fat storing enzyme. Matlab, when this lipoprotein lipase is released in your bloodstream, this is your bloodstream and these are your fat cells. When this LPL is released in the blood cells, it will get these fat cells back to the adipocytes, and it will not help these fat cells to get utilized for energy. Understood? So fat cells increase, this fat cell will increase the production of LPL, and once this LPL is produced, your body grabs the fat faster from the blood. So this LPL will grab it and take it back to the adipocytes. Understood? Why did this happen? Because you did chedkhani with your set point theory. Matlab, you tried to imbalance this set point because your lateral hypothalamus has thought that this 90 kgs, since your 4-5 years you have 90 kgs. Okay, so since 4 or 5 years, as you had this 90 kgs, your body thought, your lateral hypothalamus thought that this 90 kg is my ideal body weight, so I will maintain this 90 kgs for the rest of my life. But no, what you did, you started working out. Okay, you started working out and you lost 5 kgs. As you lost this 5 kgs, this fellow took that to his ego, and as soon as he took it to its ego, it directed the adipose cells to release the lipoprotein lipase. As this lipoprotein lipase is a fat storing enzyme, this lipoprotein lipase was released from this adipose tissue, and this adipose tissue released this lipoprotein lipase. Lipoprotein lipase entered the bloodstream and it caught fat cells and it threw it back to the adipose cells, and again my adipose cell is full. So as my adipose cell is full, my adipocytes are full, again I came back to 90 kgs. Understood? So this is your set point theory. It is very important concept, because what is the moral of this? Why did I tell you all of this? The conclusion of all of this is your body tried to defend the fat loss. Matlab, the heavier you were before weight loss, the stronger did this fat restoring response became. The heavier you are, matlab 90 kgs, the heavier you are, as you lost 5 kgs, immediately your adipose cells released lipoprotein lipase, and again this lipoprotein lipase held this fats from the bloodstream and it threw them back into the adipose cell. Okay? So this is about the biological concept of biological feedback mechanism and set point theory. Okay? Now what happens when once you've set a set point, what happens when you are going below the set point, and what happens when you are going above the set point? So as I said, for this 90 kgs man, okay, the set point was 90 kgs ki terko 90 kgs hi rehna hai. So what happens? The metabolism slows. Why does this metabolism so slows? Because your brain thinks that I am on low food. है ना? Brain thinks that I am on low food. Low food मतलब calories. I am on low calories. Hence my body is in danger. As my body is in danger, I will reduce the metabolism. I said no. Agar I want to be in energy, I want to reduce the energy deficit. If I want to reduce the energy output, I will reduce the metabolism. If I want to increase the energy output, I will increase the energy metabolism. Understood? So when this set point below, matlab 85 kgs, from 90 kgs I went to 85 kgs, from 90 kgs I went to 85 kgs. What happened? My brain thought that I am on low food. Low food matlab low calories. Hence, oh shit, my body is in low food state. So who am I? I am the what do you say, karta karma kriya of my whole body. So I have to, brain is the karta karma kriya of your body. So brain thinks that my body is in danger. Hence I have to cut down the energy expenditure. I have to cut down the energy expenditure and I have to store the energy expenditure. Hence it will reduce the metabolism. Okay, along with that, the brain will reduce the hormone T3, thyroid hormone also reduces. Hence calorie burn will also reduces. Okay, and it will increase the hunger. Why does it increase the hunger? Common sense. As I'm telling that the brain thinks that the food is low, the calories are low, it will start increasing the hunger. तो तुम लोगों को भूख लगने लगती. So it will release who? I'll write it here. Your brain will release a hormone known as ghrelin. I hope all of you might have heard about this. Okay, ghrelin is a hunger hormone. है ना? Ghrelin is a hunger hormone, and leptin is a satiety hormone. Leptin is a satiety hormone. Satiety hormone मतलब satisfactory hormone, मतलब बस काफी है. When you feel full, when you eat lot of mandi, chicken and all, and then you feel that okay, I am feeling my stomach is full. That is because of leptin. Before having mandi, you feel lot of hunger. That is because ghrelin is produced. So before mandi, ghrelin is produced. After mandi, leptin is produced. Okay. So brain increases ghrelin production and hence hunger is increased. So ghrelin increases to push you to eat for more calories, and this is to restore the energy banks. और एनर्जी लेवल्स, ठीक है. देन योर fat storing your fat storing enzymes will also increase. Then your energy drops, energy expenditure drops, matlab you'll do slow movements. Why do you do slow movements? Because you have to save, no? When you do the movements, there will be energy expenditure, but here you are in a saving mode, and hence you become lazy, less spontaneous activity. You'll do slow movements, you will do more sitting, you'll do more sitting more, okay? And what happens, matlab here what does the patient say when it is set below the set point? What does the patient say? Even on the same diet, I am losing less now than before, okay? As the patient is still on the same diet, set point, matlab from 80 kgs whatever he did to 80 to come back to 85 kgs, he did lot of dieting and all. So 90 से 85 kg आने के लिए he has done certain XYZ things. Those XYZ things are dieting. So मतलब different types of dieting that fellow did, and he came to 85 kgs. And then the patient is coming back again. The patient is coming back to 86, 87, near to 90. He's coming back again. So the patient will tell that even I am following the same diet which I was following in the week 1 and 2. So that result I got week 1 and 2, I got 5 kgs difference. But now in week 3 and 4, I am not getting the same amount of difference because I am now gaining weight. Why is this happening? This is happening because of all of this. Because your brain is thinking that you are under calorie deficit state, so I have to get it back. So your body is under defense. Your body is under defense. That is the reason why your first 1 and 2 weeks mein whatever difference you have felt, no, you will not get the same difference in your upcoming weeks. That is why the patient will tell that even on the same diet, I am losing less now than before. Even if he is losing less, your body is again compensating it. Understood? That is about below set point. Now let us see what happens when you go above set point, 90 plus 2 kgs. So you've come to 92 kgs. Your metabolism will increase. Obviously, as I said, that brain thinks that I have to increase the output because I have to come back to this set point. Yes, I have to come back to this set point. So what will I do? I will increase the metabolism. I will increase the metabolism. I will increase the thermogenesis. I will increase the thyroid activity. Yes, I will increase the thyroid activity. I will increase the spontaneous movement. Everything opposite of this. Opposite of this is this. And there will be reduced appetite. Why do you eat less? Because the brain signals the body by releasing leptin hormone ki baskar. I want to keep my body under check. I want it 90 kgs only. So let this fellow not eat more. If this fellow is not eating more, I will keep my appetite in check. Okay? I'll keep my appetite. I'll reduce the appetite such that my set point is in check. Understood? That is why appetite is reduced. There will be more calorie burn. Why are you losing more? Why are you burning more calorie? Because I have to keep my set point back again because I've gained 2 kgs more. I became 92. I want to come back to 90. So whatever I can do to increase the output, I'll do that. So your brain will get itself set in that way. Okay? Hence body weight pushes down. Okay? Next, can we change the set point? Because now you understood that dieting is not that easy because there is something known as your set point. So this set point will not allow you to do dieting alone because whenever you're dieting, your set point is getting everything back. If you're below set point, it is getting you back. If you're above set point, it is getting you back. मतलब उससे ज़्यादा होने नहीं दे रहा. Even if मतलब 90 kgs plus 2 kgs you are doing, it will take lot of time for you to gain more 2-3 kgs of weight. Okay, then after 3 or 4 months, your lateral hypothalamus will reset its set point to 94 kgs because you are doing nothing and it is too much of calories inside. But if it is consistent, if that set point, for example 90 kgs which you have done, from that it have gone to 85 kgs. If this is set completely, then you can achieve this alone with dieting. If not, why dieting cannot help? Dieting alone cannot help because it cannot lower the set point. It causes metabolic slowdown. Yes, it leads to regain again. How can we change the set point? You can change the set point by adding physical activity. So physical activity will beautifully preserve or increase lean mass. See, all of you know that to increase the metabolism, what is the main site for metabolism? Your muscle. Your muscle is the main site for metabolism. If you have more muscle, if you have more muscle, there will be more metabolism. If you have more muscle, there will be more metabolism. You remember in my previous webinar, I spoke about diabetes में we are giving resistance training. In diabetes, we are giving resistance training. Why are we giving resistance training in diabetes? Because the muscle mass is increasing. As the muscle mass increases, there is more area where this metabolism can happen, and this muscle will take in more glucose for exercise. It will take more glucose for exercise. That is why physical activity can lower set point by increasing the lean mass. As there is the lean mass, as the muscle mass increases, the metabolism will automatically increases. It raises resting metabolism. It improves fat oxidation. Yes, because long time physical activity, I said no. If you want to increase your fat oxidation, if you want your fat to burn more, you have to do longer duration exercises. Okay, it reduces insulin resistance. The same logic which I said here. As you are doing lot of exercises, the glucose which is nicely floating in the blood will be pushed back into the muscles, because there is more demand in the muscle. As the muscle is demanding for oxygen and glucose, the insulin resistance will automatically come down. Okay, and it helps in stabilization of appetite. The new research says that metabolic slowdown is temporary. With consistent habits, sleep, stress control, strength training, metabolism aligns with new body weight. So it requires your proper habits, consistent habits, proper sleep, proper stress control, and strength training along with dieting. And all of this will get you new body weight, matlab new set point. Okay, so this is about your set point. Hope this was informative, because many of you don't know about this set point theory. Okay, next let us move on to dieting extremes. The picture beautifully shows you what is dieting extreme. What do you see in this picture? This female is having only one small bite of something. Okay, it means you are dieting to that core. Matlab you don't want to do exercise. You just want to do dieting. That dieting can cause different health hazards. So dieting extremes are of different types. We will see that. So when people want fast results, why do you do dieting extremes? For fast results. You feel that if I eat less, matlab low intake, if I eat less, I will weigh less. This is for obese people. If I eat less, I will weigh less. This is their funda. If I eat less, I weigh less, because they want fast results. So they choose all crash dietings. Okay, crash dietings, extreme dietings, which are nothing but keto diet, high protein diet, okay, low fat diet. It is like that. So what is this dieting extreme? What are the examples of dieting extremes? Examples of dieting extremes are complete fasting. Okay, people do complete fasting. They are on very low carbohydrates and they are on high fat diets, all protein diets. Isme no carbs, no proteins. And then severe calorie restrictions. Purging matlab whatever you're eating, you're removing that through vomiting, laxative, excessive exercises. Why experts strongly oppose them? Matlab experts say that none of this is correct. Why? Because they can damage the metabolism. They can cause severe nutrient deficiencies. Say, I said no, whatever you are eating, your carbs, your proteins, and your fats should be equal when you are having, because you need all the macronutrients for the proper functioning of your body. If all of these three, carbs, proteins, and fats, if you're taking them in, matlab, for example, this in higher proportion, these two in lower proportion, this in lower proportion, these two in higher proportion, then it can cause damage to your metabolic system. There will be severe nutritional deficiencies. There will be rapid weight regain. Why weight regain? As I told you about LPL, lipoprotein lipase enzyme, it will fight back. As it is released from adipocytes, it will fight back and it will try to get the fat cells back. Okay, there will be hormonal imbalance, there will be trigger eating disorders, and there will be higher mental stress. So body sees extreme dieting as a survival threat and not a lifestyle change. Okay. Next, let us see high risk group and purging disorders. Researchers have identified some purging disorders, that is bulimia with it binging. So these high risk group and purging disorders, who are vulnerable to this? Adolescents and young adults. Why do you think young adults will go for this purging? Because they are influenced by this social media, they are influenced by this peer group, and they are very particular about their body image. So they have high body image pressure, they have peer comparison. मतलब देखो शर्मा जी की बेटी कितनी पतली है, कितनी अच्छी दिखती है. Okay, so the comparisons will be like that, and you are so fat, you don't look good. So these all peer comparison, body image pressure, and from social media, influence from social media. If you want to lose weight, do this. If you want to lose weight, do that. Okay, all of this social media culture and performance expectations, these all people are very vulnerable. These are the causes because of which all of these are vulnerable to have this purging disorder. Okay, they will do normal eating. There are no binge episodes in such people, but they still purge after regular meals. Okay, what do? They do vomiting. Okay, they deliberately do vomiting. Whatever they have eaten, they deliberately do vomiting. They use laxative such that it can be easily washed off from the motion. So what are they doing? They are going in a calorie deficit state. Though they are eating, they are going in a calorie deficit state by doing this purging. And why is this dangerous? Why purging is dangerous? Because it causes dehydration, it causes electrolyte imbalance, and it causes tooth enamel erosion. Why does tooth enamel matlab? The enamel which is present on the tooth. So this tooth enamel will get eroded. Why do you think? Because of acidity. Because your blood becomes acidic now. Your blood becomes acidic because of dehydration. As you're not having food properly, there will be dehydration, there will be electrolyte imbalance. Due to dehydration, there is electrolyte imbalance, and your blood will become acidic, and slowly your tooth enamel will start eroding, and there will be, due to acidity, there will be esophageal damage, and all of these can lead to anxiety. Okay, next, let us see what is a ketogenic diet. All of you might have heard ketogenic diet, I am on keto diet. Okay, those fancy terminologies. I'm on keto diet, I'm on ketogenic diet. Okay, so ketogenic diet is nothing but we are reducing the carbohydrates. Usually 20 grams per day for first 2 weeks. Okay, we are reducing the carbohydrates to almost 20 grams per day for first 2 weeks. So it means that we are not having rice, we are not having roti, which is the basic staple food which we eat daily. We are not having rice, we are not having roti, no fruits, no sugars, very few vegetables. And the ketogenic diet will have meat, eggs, cheese, paneer, fat. So it means carbohydrate is reduced and proteins is increased proteins and increased fat. Body enters a state of ketosis. Body enters a state of ketosis. Matlab, your carbs, see what happens is usually when there is less carbs, your body will rely on fats. Your fats will start burning. There will be fat burn. As the carbs are reduced, fats will start burning, and as fats are burning, there will be ketosis. There will be formation of ketone bodies. Okay, and this ketone bodies when enters your blood leads to ketosis. Okay, so body enters in a state of ketosis because it is burning fat. As the fat is burning, the ketone bodies are produced. Okay, so in ketogenic diet there will be production of ketone bodies, and this ketone bodies will start appearing in urine, and because of these ketone bodies there will be reduced appetite. Okay, and as carbohydrate is reduced, fats are burning. This is happening, as well as proteins will also start burning for energy, and then your muscle will also break down. Because your body still needs glucose, dude. Your body still needs glucose. You are reducing the carbohydrates, you are increasing the fat burn, you are increasing the protein burn, but still your body requires glucose, right? The first source of glucose is carbohydrates, and when you are reducing the carbohydrates, automatically my body has to switch to fats or proteins. Yes, so that is the reason why when I am taking glucose, मतलब कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना पड़ता है. If you want to have something, you have to sacrifice something, no? So if you want to get that energy from fat will give you ketone, and these ketone bodies are harmful for your body. And if protein has to burn itself to give you energy, the muscle will also break down. Okay, as the body still needs glucose. Next, why weight loss? Yes, many people will tell that my weight is, I am seeing that weight loss in week 1. Wow, very nice. With ketogenic diet, my weight lost very fastly in week 1. Why did this happen? That was not fat loss, dude. That was water loss. So you are mistaken. That is a fake loss. Many people who are on ketogenic diet, this is very, 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 very famous. Many people, what they do is they cut their carbohydrates and they focus more on protein and fat. So low carb, high protein, high fat diet they take. That is nothing but that is ketogenic diet. So they, in 1 week, they will see the change. They will say, oh nice, I have lost 2 to 3 kgs. But dude, that 2 to 3 kgs is fake loss, because what happens is this glycogen, carbohydrates stored form is glycogen, as I already said you. Okay, glycogen is stored form of carbohydrates. Okay, and this glycogen, when it is stored, it holds water along with it. So glycogen holds water in it. It holds the water. And when during the initial activities your body relied on glycogen, as glycogen is not there because you didn't give carbs, you give carbs, your body will give glycogen. है ना? As you didn't give carbs or you reduce the carbs, the glycogen amount will also reduce. ठीक है? Because the glycogen जितना भी बचा हुआ था, that whole glycogen has been utilized now. As it is getting utilized, as this glycogen is getting utilized, this will release water. And this water release is nothing but the weight loss. So whatever you've lost in week 1, whatever 2-3 kgs you've lost in week 1, it is nothing but the weight loss from water. So that is your fake loss. Because in weight loss, do you want to lose water? Or do you want to lose carbohydrates, or do you want to lose proteins? No, you are losing the stored fats. You are losing the stored fats. See, even if you are having a fat diet, fats are required for production of hormones. They are a very important part of hormones, fats. So if you are not giving fats to your body in the form of ghee, oil or something like that, so your body hormones will not be able to work properly because you are not giving them the structural component. You are taking away the structural component from the body. That is the reason why even if your body is having too much of fat, you are still supposed to give fat in some quantity for production and working of your normal body, है ना? So here what you did, you reduce the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates gave stored form as glycogen. Okay, glycogen got utilized. Glycogen, as I said, it holds the water. As it was holding the water, glycogen was getting used, it released the water. Okay, and hence you saw initially 2 to 3 kgs of flushed out water, and you were very happy feeling that I have lost 2 to 3 kgs due to keto diet. But what about week 2, week 3, week 4? What about week 2, week 3, week 4? there won't be this loss, क्योंकि पहले 2 हफ्ते पहले फर्स्ट वीक में हुआ था तुम्हारा वाटर लॉस. Okay, now what are the 9 major health risks which you will see due to keto diet? So listen to me very carefully here. First is high uric acid, which is gout. So why does this high uric acid comes? See, let me connect the dots. As we have reduced carbohydrate intake, okay, your body will start relying now on fat. Yes, because we have reduced the carbohydrate intake. Now your body is relying on the fat. Okay, as fat is burning more, as fat burns more, this will produce ketone bodies. It will produce ketone bodies. Yes, reduced carbohydrates, increased fat burning. As the fat is burning more, as I said, that कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना पड़ता है. As you are burning fat, the burning fat will give you ketone body. Okay, this ketone body has to be urinated out. Okay, or it has to be excreted out. So it is excreted out in the form of urine. Okay, so in that urine you already have uric acid, which uric acid, which has to be sent out of the urine. Now there will be a competition. There will be a competition between ketone bodies and uric acid. Eventually ketone bodies will win. Okay, so ketone bodies is sent out in the urine. Who remained? Uric acid remained. That is the reason why there will be high uric acid. And if there is high uric acid in your blood, what will happen? There will be gout. Gout matlab these uric acid crystals goes and get deposited in your joints. That is nothing but gout. Okay. Next one is kidney stones. Now you connect and tell me. High uric acid, gout. Why do you think kidney stones? As that uric acid crystals are forming more and more and more, that can eventually leads to kidney stone. Understood? Then you have electrolyte imbalance. Electrolytic imbalance, arrhythmia. See, what happens is, as you are having less carbohydrate, glycogen all is lost, and along with that water is lost. Okay, and there will be electrolyte imbalance, and electrolyte imbalance can lead to arrhythmias. Arrhythmias is nothing but cardiac problems. Okay, acidosis, as I've already explained here, it will cause acidosis, it will cause kidney strain. Why do you think kidney strain? Kidney strain because there is a competition happening in the kidney. As there is a competition happening in the kidney will automatically get strained. Okay, because it has to release excess ketone, it has to release the excess uric acid. That is why the kidney will be under strain. Then there will be glycogen depletion. Glycogen depletion, it can cause fatigue because carbohydrates is reduced. See, even if there is no requirement of carbohydrates, you eat carbohydrates, it will get converted into glycogen. Excess of glycogen will then go and get converted into fat. It is first carbohydrates broken down, glycogen, and then that excess amount of glycogen will go and store as fat. But this glycogen is usually used for workout or your day-to-day activities. As there is glycogen depletion, there will be fatigue. Hence, this is the main reason why athletes don't opt for this. Athletes don't opt for ketogenic diet because there will be glycogen depletion and there will be fatigue. Okay? And then there will be low calcium bone loss. Why? If there is excess acid load, there is excess acid load in the body because of this high uric acid, there is excess acid load, your bone releases calcium to neutralize this acidity, because there are calcium buffers in your body. So as there is acidity in the body, this calcium will help as a buffer, basic buffer, to neutralize the acidity. So your bones will start releasing this stored calcium, and hence your body will enter the state of low calcium and bone loss. There will be severe dehydration, and this is unsafe in pregnancy. These are serious organ level risk, not minor side effects. Okay, done. We are now done with major health risk. I hope I am making sense to you. Please drop a heart because I am fatigued. So I just want you to boost me up. Drop a heart if you are understanding this. आने देता छन के मानसे Guys, do you need break, or shall I finish protein and then we can take break for physical activity? Okay, let me just finish this in 5 minutes and then I'll give you a break. Come back in 5 minutes and we'll finish. Okay? So keto for athletes. Why keto is bad for athletes? As I already explained, low performance, early fatigue, low stamina, poor recovery, muscle glycogen stays empty. Hence, endurance and speed drops. Okay? Now, what is the takeaway from keto diet? Keto works mainly due to water loss, not because of fat. Muscle breakdown increases, yes, because you are giving low carbs. After carbs, it has to go to fat and to proteins. Okay? And as the protein is also getting broken down, muscle will also break down. There are 9 medical major health risks. It is not safe for pregnancy and not suitable for athletes. Best approach, you have to give balanced diet, you have to moderate calorie deficit. Matlab calorie deficit karo. I am not saying not to do calorie deficit, but never go for severe calorie deficit. Okay, you have to go for moderate calorie deficit, physical activity. So balanced diet, moderate calorie deficit, and physical activity is the mantra for weight loss. Keto is not magic. It is restrictive, extreme, and unsustainable. Okay. Now let us see what are high protein diets. All of you might have heard about this. What are high protein diets, and why do you think there will be early weight loss in this high protein diets? So high protein diets are usually paired up with low carbohydrate intake. So combination of these two will promise a weight loss. Okay, it will show a promised weight loss, and it is more scientific. They sound more scientific, and this seems like last chance solution. So when people feel that nothing else is working, they start doing this. But when we look what actually is happening inside the body, we start to see the limitations and dangers of this. Okay, there are certain limitations and dangers to, because it sounds very cool, no? High protein, low carb diet. What diet are you following? We are following high protein and low carb diet for weight loss. Oh, nice, that sounds good. But how does it work? How much does it work? You don't know what is happening inside your body. So let me tell you what exactly happens in your body. Okay, what does these diets look like? These diets are very high proteins and they are very low carbohydrates. They are often marketed as fast weight loss solutions. You might have seen ads running where they give you high protein diet, low carbohydrate diet, as shown here. See, low carbohydrate, avoid sugar, starchy food, bread, pasta, potato, rice. And then high protein diet, eat meat, egg, fish, beans, drink water, milk, coffee, tea. Okay, so this is their protocol. So and they often market it as फास्ट वेट लॉस सोल्यूशन. मतलब आपको 10 दिन में वेट करना है, 1 महीने में वेट करना है, 30 डेज में वेट कम करना है. फॉलो दिस. So earlier version used poor quality protein powder. Now तो you are getting very good quality protein powder. It depends on company to company. So like this was just about the diets, how these diet look like. They are high protein and they are low carbohydrate. This is what people eat when they are on low carb and high protein diet. ठीक है. So what is the physiology? What are the three main physiological responses, reasons in your body? So protein increases satiety. Yes, that is the reason why people have protein. People go for protein diet. Why people lose weight quickly? Because first point is protein increases satiety. Satiety matlab, what did I tell? Satisfaction. Matlab when you eat and you feel full, that is satiety. So when you are eating protein, because protein stays in your gut for a longer period of time, because protein requires more calorie to burn. Okay, so protein increases the satiety. As it is there in your gut for a longer period of time, it will take a lot of time to digest your proteins and fats. Your stomach will be full, hence you will not eat more. Fewer calories are eaten. So people eat fewer calories without even realizing that. Okay, proteins have high thermic effect. Matlab body spends more energy digestion, as the first point which I said. It has high thermic effect. Thermic effect matlab the amount of energy required for your body to break down protein, fat or carbohydrate or whatever food you are having, that is thermic effect. So carbohydrates have less thermic effect. Carbohydrate has less thermic effect. Protein has high thermic effect, so it will take more calories to digest it. Okay, and very low carbs. These first two points are about protein, that protein increases satiety. Second point is protein has high thermic effect. That is the reason why you don't eat much and it requires more calories for you to digest. You are also on low carbohydrates. Again, the same point which we discussed. As there are low carbohydrates, your body will start burning fats. As your body burns fats, it will release ketone bodies. As there are more ketone bodies, this condition you call it ketosis. Ketone bodies in your blood is ketosis, and hence this ketone suppresses the appetite. Okay, it will suppress the appetite. So the early weight loss is not magic. Whatever early weight loss you're seeing, that is not magic. It is because of all these three components. You eat fewer calories, as you require more thermic effect to burn proteins, you don't eat more, and this ketone will suppress the appetite. So early weight loss is not magic. It is reduced intake. Because of high protein, we reduce the calorie intake and there will be high metabolic costs and your appetite is suppressed. Okay? Now there are four major physiological problems which every gym goer has to understand as we are taking high protein diet. As you are taking high protein diet, there are four major physiological reasons every gym goer has to understand. First, it affects your liver and kidney. How does protein affect your liver and kidney? See, excess protein, increased nitrogenous waste. All of you know, no? Protein breakdown has nitrogenous waste, ammonia. Okay, increased protein, when it breaks down, it gives ammonia. It gives more nitrogen waste. So your liver has to convert this ammonia to urea, and this urea must be excreted by your kidneys. Okay, so your liver, you are having more protein. Okay, very good, claps. You are having more protein. This more protein is increasing the nitrogen waste. As this nitrogen, I told you ना, कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना पड़ता है. So you are having more protein. ठीक है, तुम ज़्यादा protein ले रहे, जिसके वजह से your appetite, you might tell me, all of you might have got this question in your mind. It is good, no? If you are having more protein, we are eating less because it is for longer duration in my gut. So it is from one point of view, it is good, no? What actually is happening? You are having more protein. I am very happy. You are eating less. I am very happy. Okay, understood, taken. But उसके साथ तुम्हारे बॉडी में नाइट्रोजन वेस्ट बढ़ जा रहा है. यस, so that nitrogen waste, if you have to excrete from your body, there are two main centers. One is liver and another one is kidney. ठीक है? What does the liver do? प्रोटीन में से जो भी अमोनिया वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट है, that the liver will convert into urea. Okay, that is your Cori cycle, ammonia to urea conversion, and that urea has to be excreted by the kidney. So liver first converts and then kidney has to excrete the urea. It will automatically increase the strain on liver and kidney. So this increased workload will lead to dehydration, because urine also consists water, no? So if you keep urinating and if you keep excreting the urea through urine, it will lead to dehydration. Okay? And then you have electrolyte imbalance. When you cut down the carbohydrate, as the carbohydrates are low, and when you have increased the proteins, okay, you're on low sodium and you're on low potassium. Okay, these low sodium and low potassium, it will lead to fatigue. As you have low sodium and low potassium, there will be cramping. Yes, there will be cramping, there will be dizziness, and there will be poor exercise tolerance. So these are the side effects of protein, having higher protein, less carbohydrates. So there will be electrolyte imbalance, and then there is glycogen depletion. As I said that carbohydrates are the main fuel. Carbohydrates are the main fuel. You are removing this fuel, you are reducing the carbohydrate intake. As you are removing the carbohydrate intake, without them the muscle glycogen will lose, because carbohydrate has to get converted into glycogen. Yes, so without that muscle glycogen will drop, and there will be fatiguing. As the glycogen is less, the fatigue will be faster, and if athletes perform this, athletic performance will suffer. If athletic performance will be reduced, and your recovery will also becomes slower. Okay, so athletes and the physically active individuals will not active individuals are particularly affected. Hence you're not supposed to go with high protein diets and less carbohydrate. So yeah, there will be loss of lean muscle tissue. Okay, with a very low carbohydrate, the body begins to break down muscle protein to maintain blood glucose. Okay, so as you are giving low carbohydrate, as the carbohydrates are less, you have to maintain the blood glucose, right? तो जब तुम्हारे पास अच्छा खासा carbohydrates था, your blood glucose was maintained. But as you don't have carbohydrates, your proteins need to work more. Your protein needs to work more. So this protein is broken down, and it is sent to the blood in the form of glucose. Okay, hence there will be loss of lean muscle mass, muscle tissue. So the person might first lose weight, but not in the way they want. They are losing muscle, they are not losing the fat. With high protein and low carbohydrate, they are thinking that they are losing fat, but no, they are not losing fat, they are losing the muscle. So see, protein is very important. I am not saying no, it is very essential for you, there is no debate about that. But extremely high amount of protein and extremely low carbohydrate diets are not sustainable. They cannot be balanced, and they are not safe for long term, because if you are utilizing it for longer period of time, you're on high protein diet for a longer period of time, it will affect your liver, kidney, electrolyte imbalance, and all of these you will see. So if you ask me, can I go for high protein and low carbohydrate? Yeah, for some strategically short period under supervision, yes, you can go, but they should not be replaced in a complete dietary approach. They should not be replaced. So this healthy weight management will come from balanced nutrition, moderate calorie reduction, and consistent physical activity. So protein is important. It is extremely high protein, low carbohydrate, not sustainable and effective. Long-term use can cause risk to heart, kidneys, hormones, electrolytes, and metabolism. Weight loss is often muscle and not fat. Okay? So I'm telling in everything, I'm telling that nutrition, calorie reduction, and physical activity is important. So this was about your high protein diet. So now let us just finish this VL series, and then I'll give you a break. VLCD is very low calorie diet. The first picture you have seen, no, that female was cutting only one piece of some food, no, some fruit. So those types of diet are known as very low calorie diets. Okay, so what are these very low calorie diets? These are known as semi starvation diets. These are known as semi starvation diets, and this semi starvation diets are not ordinary diets. They are not ordinary diets. They are used for therapeutic interventions. They are used for therapeutic interventions. When I say therapeutic interventions, it means you are using only in clinical obesity. मतलब जिसको मतलब some people who are very very fat, in such cases where their obesity will cause some health risk, then only you will give this VLCDs. Otherwise you cannot do VLCDs. Okay, usually when body is fat will increase 40 to 50% of total body. Matlab if you have 90 kgs, in this 90 kgs if you have 50 kgs of fat, then you are supposed to go for this VLCDs. Okay, because these will provide almost 400 to 1000 kilocalorie per day, and here we are giving them liquid replacements. We are giving them liquid replacement. Okay, and this is used as last resort. Last resort मतलब last way. मतलब अब इसके बाद I have tried keto, I have tried high protein, I have tried XYZ dieting strategies. Nothing worked. So I am working on VLCDs, very low calorie diets. This is the last resort, and this is done only in severe clinical obesity. When are these used? See, 400 to 1000 kilocalories per day we are giving, usually liquid meal replacement or high quality protein, not general weight loss diet. See, all of you cannot do this. This has to be done in severe clinical obesity, like BMI greater than 40. Normal BMI is between 18 to 22. Okay, if your BMI falls between 18 to 25, it means you have normal BMI. But if the BMI is equal to or greater than 40, it means you are a candidate for this VLCDs. BMI with greater than 35 with comorbidities, matlab you have diabetes mellitus, you have hypertension, you have thyroid problem, those are known as comorbidities. If you have life threatening obesity, failure of all other methods, then it is used, semi starvation method is used. Okay, so when obesity is life threatening, BMI, patient needs rapid medically supervised weight reduction, then we are using this. Not healthy, not sustainable, not for general population. Okay, what happens to the body when on a VLCD? It requires strict medical supervision. Why? Because patients, along with VLCD, they prescribe the patient with calcium carbonate, they prescribe the patient with bicarbonate potassium chloride, they prescribe the patient with mouthwash or gum, and they prescribe the patient with bath oils. Why? Because the patients are on strict calorie deficient state. So there will be increased calcium carbonate in the blood. That is for nausea. They are having reduced calories. So this reduced overall calories can cause nausea to the patient. So this nausea will, due to acidity in your body, this nausea, to prevent this nausea, we are giving calcium carbonate as a supplement to them. And there will be electrolyte dyselectrolemia, matlab the electrolyte imbalance will be there. Hence we are giving bicarbonate and potassium chloride to compensate for that. And due to lot of ketones, see, it follows the same, low carbohydrates, more fat burning. As the fat is burnt more ketone bodies. As the ketone bodies are more ketosis. Okay, and this ketone bodies in your blood will also cause bad breath. Okay, and bad bath oils, because the skin will become very dry, because your skin is made up of bilipid layer. Your skin is made up of bilipid layer. So for this bilipid layer you need fat, as you don't have fat, as the whatever fat was there, it was breaking down for other purposes, your skin will also start becoming dry. That is the reason why we give them bath oils. Hope I made sense. Okay, so these all are the things which we give under strict medical supervision. So what happens to the body on a VLCD? See, let me just tell you one quick calculation. Everybody please pay attention. So carbohydrates are extremely low. See, I said no, 2500 kilocalories for men and 2000 kilocalories for women. Usually 2000 kilocalories for men and 2000 kilocalories for women, daily requirement it is there. And your brain requires 120 grams your brain requires 120 grams of glucose per day. Okay, your brain requires 120 grams of glucose per day. 2500 kilocalories for women, men, 2000 kilocalories for women, daily requirement, but your brain requires 120 grams of glucose per day. Okay, so 1 gram of carbohydrate will give you 4 kilocalories of energy. This is very, very important in exercise physiology. 1 gram of carbohydrate gives you 4 kilocalories of energy. 1 gram of protein gives you same 4 kilocalories of energy. 1 gram of fat will give you 9 kilocalories of energy. Matlab, if you eat 1 gram of carbohydrates, you will get 4 kilocalories energy. Yes, if you eat 1 gram of protein, you will get 4 kilocalories of energy. If you eat 1 gram of fat, it is double of carbohydrate and protein. So you require 120 gram of glucose. So 120 gram into 4, it will give you 480 almost kilocalories is required for the brain. Okay, which is nothing but this is absolute minimum. This is the basic minimum your brain requires for working. Okay, so usually if I convert this kilocalories into gram, your body requires 225 to 325 grams of carb per day. Your body requires 225 to 325 grams of this per day. In VLCD, what we do is less than 50 to 100 grams per day. Less than 50 to 100 grams per day. So you see, 225 to 325 gram per day of carbohydrates you are requiring, and in VLCD what we did, almost half, 1/4, 50 to 100 grams only we are giving. So just imagine the state of your body, what will happen to your body. Okay, so we are giving this. There will be glycogen depleted in days. In 2-3 days your glycogen will be depleted. There will be poor aerobic and anaerobic capacity. There will be chronic fatigue because of VLCD. Matlab, the patient is complete, the client will be completely low as he is not having enough amount of proteins, fats and carbohydrates. Okay. There will be continuous nitrogen loss, muscle breakdown for glucose, decreased lean mass, decreased metabolic rate. Even heart muscle can shrink because your heart muscle require electrolytes. Your heart muscle requires electrolytes for its working, and heart muscle is also made up of proteins, right? So slowly you will start entering a state of protein deficient state. Okay? And the electrolytes, as it is reduced, your heart muscle will also start shrinking. There will be rapid weight loss. Okay? This early weight loss will come from water, glycogen and lean tissue. So here fat loss does occur, but it is not a dominant component at first. Okay, so there will be fat loss. Undoubtedly VLCD will help in fat loss. As I said that it is the last step. VLCD is a last resort, I said, no? In clinically obese patients we can go for VLCD. So fat loss does occur. There will be fat loss. Okay? But it is not dominant component at first, because dominant component at first is water, glycogen and lean tissue. Okay? But later, if they are not maintaining this, there will be regain of the fat. Muscle loss makes regain easier later, because it was not fat which was burning, it was muscle initially, slowly later it went to fat. ठीक है. Now VLCD fail long term. Nobody can do VLCDs for long term because long term problems have weight regain. Often all or more will be regained in VLCD. Fat regained, muscle regained. Fat regained is more and then muscle regained. Strong metabolic slowdown, old habits will return, and no sustainable change in body composition. Through a research, it has been found out that there will be weight regain, fat regain will be more, strong metabolic slowdown, old habits will return, and no sustainable change in the body composition. So what is VLCD? VLCDs are medical tools, not weight loss strategies. So please don't go for VLCDs unless your obesity is life threatening. For short term, and it should be hospital supervised, not rehab supervised, okay, or not fitness, general fitness or personal trainer supervised. Cause muscle loss, fatigue, metabolic disruption, unsafe for general population. I hope you understood these VLCDs. Next we'll do factors affecting weight loss. You have hydration level, you have duration of calorie deficits. We will do this after break. Let us take a small 10 minutes break. Please come back at 6:20 and I'll try to finish it in half an hour. If you have any doubts, please drop in the chat box. I'll take it after the break. Hi guys, I'm back with a little more of energy. Please ask your friends to come. I've recharged myself a little. So let us bang second half of the session. I'll be dropping questions now. And please, I want all of you to be a little active because I'm talking since last 2 hours. Show some mercy, and whatever I'm asking you, please drop such beautiful hearts in the chat box, and please boost my morale. Okay, morale. Ah, hey Vansan. Chalo. We'll start in a minute. Ask your friends to come back, Ray. And please keep sending hearts in between. Lots of love. Thank you for staying with me for 2 straight hours, because when I asked my friends to join, no, they were like, 3 घंटा कौन बोलता रे, 3 घंटा कौन सुनता? But I really have gems in my chat, some 7-8 members who are really showing interest to listen to what I'm saying. You all are like my family. Thank you so much. Thanks Kondal, thanks Shivani, thank you Neha, Hamid, Ibrahim, Komal, Sufi, Neha, Nikhil, Rayana, and my favorite Dhanush. Chalo, let us start. I hope you're able to see my screen. Are you guys ready? Yes? Drop some hearts again. I'm in need of hearts. So, okay? ठीक था? Chalo. Let us start factors affecting weight loss. See, till now we've studied energy balance, what is input, what is output, what happens when there is less input, what happens when there is more input. Okay, that balance wala diagram which we have seen. Okay, after that we've studied what is a set point theory, and after that we have studied what are the different types of dieting extremes many people will go. And now let us see what are the factors that really affect weight loss. After that we'll go with the exercises. So most probably in half an hour I'll wind up. So now let's discuss something students will misunderstand often. What actually makes up the weight we lose during dieting, and why early progress can be misleading. Okay, so let us see why. Many people after losing 2 to 3 kgs weight in early 1-2 weeks, they feel that they are losing weight. Oh nice, wow. So what is that, why they lose weight, and how can it be? ये चालू था ना? अच्छा, okay. And how can it be misleading? ठीक है. So when someone begins a calorie deficit diet, the weight they lose is not at all fat. ठीक है. So initially in calorie deficit state, the weight they are losing initially is not fat. It is not at all fat. ठीक है. So it depends on the amount of hydration, and it depends on the duration of calorie deficit. So what is this hydration level and what is this duration of calorie deficit? Hydration level मतलब उनके body में कितना पानी है, how much amount of water is there. Duration of calorie deficit मतलब how much amount of energy is less in them. So these are the two major factors that affects the weight loss. ठीक है. So when a person starts dieting, the first week's weight loss looks very impressive, isn't it? So initially first week mein they'll feel that, oh nice, we are dieting and there is a weight loss. It is very impressive. But the physiology behind that is something different. You get a different story, because initially when you lost 2-3 kgs, you will feel that, oh nice, we've lost weight. But that 2-3 kgs, as I already said, that it is water that you have lost, because the glycogen was broken down. As the glycogen was breaking down, water also released with that, so it was fake. Okay, so if water intake is reduced, there will be a more water loss, that is dehydration. So during first week, it is 70% of water. So my friends, those who are doing personal training, those who are into sports, those who are dealing with weight control, please know that first week it is 70% of water. When you are saying it is 70% of water, you also know the physiology behind that, why it is 70% of water. And this, it is 70% of water and no fat. मेरा तो कोई वीडियो लगेगा ना. So it is 70% fat, no, sorry, it is 70% of water and it is not fat. But as we go to second and third week, water loss will reduce to 20% and the fat will rise to 25%. तो अभी यहाँ क्या हो गया? For week 1 में there was no fat loss, it was only water loss, which was 70%. And week 2 and 3, the water loss reduced, मतलब out of 70, 20% reduced, and from no fat rised to 25%. Okay, and fourth week, 85% of it will be completely fat and there will be nil water loss. Understood? So initially first week of dieting, 70 weight loss came from 70% of water, no fat. Okay, so initially first week, 70% of water, no fat. Wow, I've lost 2 to 3 kgs. Okay, second and third week, oh no, I am unable to maintain the same amount of fat loss which I got from first week. That time, now water loss reduced to 20% and the fat started breaking down, the fat started burning, and it was 25%. And in the fourth week, fat loss increased to 85% and then there was nil water loss. So this is how it goes when you are dealing with hydration levels. Okay, so as the glycogen is stored in the liver and muscles along with water. So first week may this water has lost because the glycogen was stored in liver and muscles, and this glycogen was nicely hanging on with water. So when glycogen used for energy, glycogen went, water was alone. As the water was alone, kidney is calling the water, telling it that now you don't have your partner glycogen, what will you do alone? Instead, you also go out of my body. So your kidneys will also start releasing water. It is released and it is excreted. So this creates a rapid weight loss without meaningful loss. So when somebody says that I've lost 2 to 3 kgs in first week, so you feel, wow, dieting is working. But scientifically, it is mostly water loss. Okay? By second and third week, water drop lost to 20% and fat loss rise to 25%. So by fourth week, 85% of weight loss is fat and water loss will become negligible. Now here in fourth week, protein which is lost, protein loss will also increase 5 to 15%. But you never wanted protein to be lost, right? You were only focusing on fat loss. But here, after 4 weeks, slowly protein loss will also start rising. That is why severe dieting is risky. Okay? So it takes around 4 weeks for weight loss to genuinely shift towards fat loss. So if you have a client who is consistent for 1 to 2 months, that fellow can go for his fat loss journey. Otherwise, you take that client light because he is not going to lose weight because there is no consistency in that fellow. Okay. So if water intake is reduced, more water loss. Less fat loss, same actual fat burned, harmful, and it is misleading. So fat loss does not change regardless of hydration. Restricting water speeds up weight loss on scale. Restricting water speeds up weight loss on scale. Matlab on weighing machine, you will see weight loss, but that weight loss is because of water, not fat loss. It only speeds up dehydration. So initially there will be only dehydration. Okay? Next, longer deficits, more true fat loss. Yes, I've explained you the same thing, that if he is going beyond 4 weeks, then your client is good. He is consistent because now he is into true fat loss. Duration 1. Duration is very crucial. Duration plays a very important role for your fat loss journey. Week 1, low caloric value of weight. By week 8, caloric value of weight lost more than doubles, mostly fat, continues improving up to 25%. Matlab, the caloric value of weight was mostly water, but by 8 weeks, the caloric value of weight lost was more. Matlab, it was double, and that doubling of caloric deficit was due to fat, and it keeps improving up to 25 weeks. Okay? Meaning longer deficits, greater percentage of weight loss. That is the real fat. If you have short term deficits, that short term diets are mostly water and glycogen. Sustained deficits, effective fat oxidation. You know, na? Sustained deficits, effective fat oxidation. Fat loss is slow and steady. Meaningful fat reduction dominates only after several weeks consistent calorie deficit. The summary of this is, initially there will be water loss, fat loss will be less. As you are increasing the weeks, fat loss will be more, water reduction will be less. As simple as that. Okay, so what is your takeaway? Your takeaway is fat loss is less and steady. Fat loss is slow and steady. Okay. Now let us come to your physical activity. Okay, let us now see physical activity. We've seen all of this. Early weight loss is mostly water, not fat. Hydration can give a false impression. Okay, because restricting water only speeds up dehydration. When you are restricting the water, it can only give you dehydration. Because of dehydration, there will be electrolyte imbalance, but not fat loss. So this real shift towards meaningful fat reduction will happen only after several weeks. Then how can you solve this problem? How can you solve this problem? So what we can do is, the most desirable solution for all of us is increasing energy output. You've seen this, no? Energy input versus output. Okay. So we were working on this abhi tak. Now we are working on this. Later we will work on both. Okay. Now we are working on only physical activity, that is output. So the best and most natural way to control your body weight is to move more. You move more, the output is more, and hence your physical activity will be more. Obviously you will have a good weight control. And when the people who are physically more active like me, okay, I do a lot of work, I move more, no, so I am fit, okay, and I have a healthy body. So people like me who do a lot of physical activity, recently I've joined gym also, so I'm doing a lot of workout. I'm very healthy, I have a very healthy body, so my muscle mass is more and my fat in my body is less. Okay. So why is this happening? Because my physical activity is more. That is the reason why I am able to maintain the healthy body. Okay, if all of you agree with this, please send me hearts. If you feel that I'm having healthy body and I'm physically active, where my muscle mass is more and my fat is less, all of you send me hearts, please. Yes, thanks, I knew. Okay, so now what are we doing? We are combining the regular physical activity with sensible eating. Whatever you are eating, it should be sensible. Sensible eating, this will work more for weight loss. Okay, exercise increases the number of calories you burn every day. So let us see what are the why physical activity is the most effective natural solution. So why increasing energy output works best? मतलब why are we working on this? मतलब this was dieting, this was exercise, this is exercise. So why do you think this will work more? This will work more because more calories are burned, easier negative energy balance, better body composition. मतलब mass, muscle mass will be more, fat will be less. See, with dieting, what happened? With dieting, your fat reduction happened, but along with that, there was reduction in muscle mass also. But with physical activity, what you are doing is you are increasing fat, you are decreasing fat, okay. Along with that, you are not decreasing the muscle mass, you are increasing the muscle mass. Yes, okay. So better body composition, increased muscle mass, reduced fat, works at any age. It can work for kids, adults and elderly. Reduces central fat, it reduces the belly fat as we age. So all of you know that as we are aging, our central fat, belly fat will be more. So it will reduce, this physical activity will reduce the belly fat. See, for kids you cannot go for dieting. Yes, because उन लोगों को जो amount of nutrition चाहिए, that amount of nutrition will not be there for them. So that is the reason why they have to undergo dieting. YouTube में ऑन अच्छा आवाज ठीक है. Then what are the benefits of regular activity? All of you know, क्योंकि अपन बचपन से सुन रही है. Regular benefits of regular activities: weight loss and long term maintenance, less visceral fat, better insulin sensitivity. So now this is my favorite, insulin sensitivity. ठीक है. When you are, this is your muscle, okay, this is your muscle. So if you are sitting for a longer duration of time, if you have a sedentary lifestyle, okay, what will happen is your blood will get the glucose. This is your blood and this blood is getting glucose along with that. But as you're not moving, even if it is giving the glucose, it will resist because there is no demand. There is no demand on the muscle. Hence, even if you're supplying, it will not take. Supply is there, but demand is not there. So what will happen? Slowly it will close its door. The muscles will close its door for glucose. Hence, this glucose, who takes the glucose? As I told you, this glucose is transported by insulin. In my last webinar, I told you that insulin are like these trucks, and on these trucks, your glucose will sit. Okay, and this is then transferred to this. So insulin has to come and knock the door over here. Once insulin comes and knock the door here, this muscle cell will open the doors. These doors will be opened and this will enter. The glucose will be thrown inside with the help of insulin. Yes. So now as the insulin is coming and knocking, here, it is not opening the door. This muscle is not opening the door. Glucose will go back. Okay. Again it is coming back. Insulin is knocking the door. It is not opening the door. Again it will go back. So in this way, this muscle will develop insulin sensitivity. Understood? It will develop insulin resistance. Matlab insulin, even if it is coming, I am not allowing it to go inside because I don't have demand. So for this insulin resistance to overcome, you have to demand, you have to increase the demand. Matlab you have to work out. If you are working out, muscle is active. Now it will start opening the door because muscle के अंदर जो भी activities है, if this muscle has to do, it has to open the door. Muscle has to open the door, get the glucose inside and then continue with the cycle. So we have to increase the demand, then this insulin sensitivity will be better. It becomes better. Matlab insulin resistance is reducing. Understood? Slower muscle loss with age. Yes, because you are not just reducing the fat, you are increasing the muscle mass. Okay? And there is a risk of lower chronic disease. Why did I say lower chronic disease? What are chronic diseases? Like ONE, okay, like ONE, something like that, low backache. Okay, such conditions are chronic in condition. So ONE being the major one because obesity is due to more fat. As I said, fat matlab adipocytes. These adipocytes will release inflammatory mediators, and this inflammatory mediators will cause ONE. Yes. So as you are reducing, because of this physical activity, you are reducing the fat. As you are reducing the fat, the chronic disease will also get reduced. So these are the benefits of regular physical activity. Okay, I hope all of you understood. Please send me hearts. Okay, chalo. Let us now go with the misconception, myths and reality. So there is a misconception, even I used to tell this, that exercise makes you hungrier. I used to tell, अम्मा बहुत भूख लग रहा खाना खाने के बाद, मतलब अच्छी एक्सरसाइज करने के बाद बहुत ज़्यादा भूख लग रहा, आई एम फीलिंग वेरी हंग्री आफ्टर doing exercise. So I used to tell that, but that is a myth. Actually, most people appetite does not increase. This is backed up by research. So after doing exercise, doing exercise, many people feel that you are feeling hungry, but and in reality most people appetite does not increase. Okay, many of them will experience reduced hunger after exercise. So inactive people usually have poor appetite control and they tend to overeat. Okay, but regular physical activity improves the balance between hunger and energy. Okay, क्योंकि there is something known as appetite regulation. There is something known as appetite regulation. There's something known as appetite regulation. In this appetite regulation, there is the balance between hunger and energy expenditure. So with regular physical activity, the balance between the hunger and energy expenditure is maintained. That is the reason why exercise doesn't make you feel hungrier. So physical activity does not cause overeating. Instead, it helps regulate appetite more clearly. Those who are not feeling hungry priorly will as this balance is regulated between hunger and energy expenditure, that is maintained. That is why you feel that you are feeling hungry. Okay, and second myth is exercise burns too few calories to matter. Many people believe that physical activity will not burn much calories. It will burn only few calories. So it is not true. Actually, the truth is one session may not burn much fat. Okay, you might be doing 1 session, 2 session, 3 sessions, or you might be doing exercise for 1 week and you feel that your calories are not burning, but where are you consistent? You are not consistent. So one session may not burn much fat. Okay, they think that exercise cannot burn fat, because you would have to do a huge amount of activity for one small loss of body fat. That is the reason why they feel that exercise burns too few calories. So one session may not burn much fat, but consistent training, it builds muscle, it raises resting metabolic rate, it reduces fat storage, and it improves long-term weight maintenance. Okay? So for example, let us see. For example, if you want to burn 1 pound of fat, 1 pound of fat, as I already told you, is 450 grams or 0.45 kg. Okay, to burn 1 pound of fat, you would require 10 hours of chopping wood. Chopping wood मतलब wood को काटना. So 10 hours of chopping wood, then only you will get 450 grams of fat loss. And playing 20 hours of golf playing. You have to play golf for 20 hours in order to burn 450 grams of fat. Okay, and 32 hours of volleyball. 32 hours of volleyball. You have to play volleyball for 32 hours in order to burn this 450 grams of fat. So yes, short-term activity does not magically melt fat. So those who are doing short-term activity will say this: exercise burns too few calories to matter. That's why they are telling this. So those who are working out regularly, personal trainers or physiotherapists who are into weight control, they know that one session will not burn much fat. So this view is incomplete. Okay, so only a 2-3 month activity program may get you only small benefit from fat. So as I told you that you should keep target 5 to 15% reduction only, not more than this. If you are feeling that 5 to 15 reduction से ज़्यादा if I'll reduce fat, this is not going to happen. ठीक है? So this is about the 2 myths. Then reality of epoch. See, many people feel that epoch is nothing but afterburn effect. मतलब your body post epoch is excess post exercise oxygen consumption. मतलब after doing exercise you do this, no? मतलब you are taking excess oxygen, you are into oxygen depth. That is the reason why you are taking more oxygen for your मतलब whatever were utilized, ATP, glycogen and all जो भी utilize हुए थे ना, वो utilize हुए, so सब चीज को you are supposed to refill it. Okay, तो वो refill करने के लिए you'll do excess post exercise oxygen consumption. So many people feel that epoch will cause lot of extra burn of calories. Bhai, this is after exercise. This is after exercise. After exercise nahi karna. After exercise no calories will not be burned. Whatever calories are burning, that is happening only during exercise. Okay, that is happening only during after exercise. You will not burn any, even if it is burning, no, those calorie will be somewhere around 85 to 90 kilocalories. That's it. इतने ही calories burn होता, because this is also activity happening in your body. So I said no, even if you are blinking, that will also require, it will also require energy. So after exercise 85 to 90 kilocalories of it will only be burnt. So most studies show very small extra calorie burn for normal workout. Okay, and you know one thing, chewing gum, when you are chewing gum, it can burn 11 kilocalories per hour. If you chew gum, it can burn 11 kilocalories in 1 hour. Okay, and if you are stepping in place during TV ads, whenever you have TV ads and you ask the client to do stepping, जब भी ad आ रहा तब stepping करो बोल के, it can burn somewhere around 4.3 kilocalories per minute. Okay, so you can ask your patient to do all these small changes. See, the reality of afterburn is, with low to moderate exercises, most people exercise at low or moderate intensity. That is, they do brisk walking, they do jogging, they do cycling, they do gym machine or light. In such cases, post-exercise calorie burn is very small. Okay, even after 80 minutes of workout, epoch adds only 50 to 75 kilocalories. See, what are we trying to do is, एक्सरसाइज के टाइम पे कितने कैलोरीज बर्न हुए, दैट ऑल्सो वी आर काउंटिंग, एंड आफ्टर एक्सरसाइज वॉट एवर यू डिड, मतलब this you were doing, no, during recovery time, that time also some energy is utilized for recovery. That recovery is 50, मतलब तुम जितना वर्कआउट करोगे उतना they feel that how much I am working out, that much amount of energy needs to be restored, no? So during that more amount of energy is utilized, so they can add it for example, if they are if they are burning 500 kilocalories of energy during exercise, 500 kilocalories, so they feel that I did a heavy workout, so after this session it will be somewhere around 200-300 kilocalories of extra I will burn. Why? Because I was doing this post oxygen consumption I did, no, that is the reason why I can burn more 200-300, but that is not true. After exercise it can be only 50 to 75 kilocalories even after 80 minutes of workout, not a major fat burning tool. So with training, body becomes efficient, it recovers fast, because now you've trained your body. As you are training more from 80 to 90 kilocalories, it can come down to 50 to 70. मतलब today you were doing lot of, मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा you were breathing, you were panting, ठीक है? After 2-3 days or after 1 week, you can pant less because your body has become more efficient. That is why you are recovering fast. and after burn becomes smaller. The fitter you are, the less EPO you will get. Okay, so this was about that. Now, why physical activity matters for weight control? So let us see. Exercise helps you lose the right kind of weight. So when we are losing weight, we ideally want to lose fat but not the muscle. So research has shown here that diet only weight loss makes lose you fat and muscle both. I'm already explaining you this. Exercise will lose fat and it will help protect you the muscle. Yes, very important. Diet will only lose fat. Diet will lose fat and muscle both, and exercise will only lose fat and it will protect your muscle. Okay, so and there was a study which was which included both men and women, and it was therefore they conducted it for 12 months. Both the group lost around 10 pounds, but both the groups were a one diet only, one exercise only. Okay, so diet only group, muscle loss was there. VO2 max was reduced to 27. How muscle loss is related to VO2 max? The more the muscle, okay, the oxygen extraction capacity of the muscle will be more. Okay, because the muscle mass is more and muscle oxygen is required by the muscle. So VO2 max is nothing but that extraction capacity of the muscle. The whole oxygen which has come to the muscle, it has to get utilized by the muscle. So it reduced to 27%. क्योंकि जब muscle ही नहीं है, muscle mass ही नहीं है, तो VO2 max कैसा increase हो सकता? So VO2 max also reduced. But exercise, you see the exercise group fitness increased. VO2 max increased by 15.5%. Amazing, no? So only diet will get you muscle loss, VO2 max. Okay, exercise group will increase the fitness, increase the VO2 max. So exercise decides what you lose, more fat and less muscle mass. Okay. Physical activity works better when body fat is higher. Physical activity will work better when body fat is higher. Regular exercise, even without diet change, in obese individuals, decreases body fat, maintains muscle, improves strength, fitness, benefits postmenopausal women, cardiac patients, and physically. All of you are physiotherapists, all of you know what are the advantages of physical activity. So let me just skip this. Exercise reduces belly fat. Vigorous activity, less abdominal fat. Regular activity will reduce visceral fat too. So there is abdominal fat which is surrounding your belly. Okay, and there is visceral fat. मतलब you have your heart, you have your lungs. Okay, इसके आसपास whatever fat is there, that is known as visceral fat. So if you are doing vigorous activity, it will reduce this abdominal fat. Okay, and if you are doing regular activity, it will reduce this fat. Okay, which is visceral fat. Even without weight change, belly fat will reduce, visceral fat will be reduced, and there will be reduction in insulin resistance and diabetic risk. Now let us take a real life case example. See, in this case, walking alone created a huge change. So study, 6 sedentary young men were there. They did 16 weeks. 16 week matlab 4 months. Okay, 4 months. They did nothing. They did only walking, and that walking was only 90 minutes per day. Not only, they did walking 90 minutes per day. Sorry. They walk 90 minutes per day, 5 days a week. Understood? 1.5 hour walking, 1.5 hour walking, 5 days per week for 4 months, and there was no change in diet. Okay, chicken khana hai khao, mutton khana hai khao, fat khana hai khao, lot of carbohydrates lena hai lo, no worries. But see the results. They lost 6 kg fat in 4 months. Body fat percentage reduced from 23 to 18.6. So these fellows are in normal BMI, and HDL, good cholesterol, increased. LDL, HDL to LDL ratio also increased, which is good. Major improvement in exercise capacity. Walking alone transformed body composition and health. Nice, no? So 6 sedentary young men, 16 weeks, 90 minutes per day, 5 days per week, and these are the results which they have seen. Okay, what exercise work best for weight? Your ma'am, you're telling exercise. What type of exercise do we give for weight control? Guys, you give this type of weight control exercises because these are equally effective. Brisk walking, running, cycling, swimming, stair stepping, rope skipping, circuit training, recreational sports. Okay. Why resistance training is essential for weight management? Why are we adding resistance training? Again, I tell you, resistance training increases muscle mass. Hence, it protects your muscle and helps decrease fat. Okay, so circuit resistance training, low weight, high reps, and it should be continuous. Conventional strength training, it should be moderate and heavy. See, when I say circuit resistance training, you have different stations, okay, and different stations have different resistances, but here we are starting with low weight and we are increasing the repetition. So here you are training both resistance and endurance because it is high reps and continuous but with low weight. Okay, because for endurance we do high reps plus continuous plus low weights. Okay, and for strength, that is conventional strength training, we do moderate and heavy weights. So what does this do? Resistance training, it will burn calories during and after exercise. Circuit training, approximately 9 kilocalories per minute. So in 1 hour it can burn 9 into 60. How much it is? 9 6 are 54. 540 kilocalorie per hour. 1 hour में 540 किलो कैलोरी बर्न कर रहा बंदा सर्किट ट्रेनिंग से. So now go guys, train your patient with circuit training. Builds muscle, increases resting metabolism. Okay, you have more muscle, your metabolism will be increased. Why resistance training? Again, it protects muscle during weight loss. I've already explained this. More muscle, higher metabolism. ठीक है, ये please everybody remember this. Put this in your amygdala hypothalamus and lock it. More calories burned all day, stronger individuals gain less weight over time. ठीक है. Next, reduces chronic disc, better blood. I told you, no, chronic disc disease risk, better blood sugar control, better HDL LDL profile, lower coronary, because less fat, it will not go and stick to your so-called blood vessels. Less atherosclerosis, as there is less atherosclerosis, less sticking to the vessels, and if there is less sticking to the vessel, the blood flow will be smoother. If there will be more sticking, it will affect your coronary arteries and heart. Higher resting membrane, higher resting metabolic rate. मतलब जब तुम लोग rest में है, when you are at rest, the metabolism will be high. Okay. Now, let us go with what? Endurance versus give me a moment. Okay, first is, this is a 20-week study. Okay, and men were divided into 3 categories. Group 1 walked 15 minutes per day. Group 2 walked 30 minutes per day, and group 3 walked 45 minutes per day. Okay, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Okay, sorry, this is another example. I'll tell you this later. Okay, endurance training versus resistance training. They have taken, it was a 12-week study. 12-week study matlab 3 months. It is a 3-month study. In this, 2 groups. One is endurance trained and another one is resistance training. One group endurance training, another group resistance. Endurance training में क्या क्या करवाया उनको? Running, cycling. And resistance training, you all know, with the weights or therabands. Okay, so endurance group showed reduced fat mass, and that was 1.6 kgs, and there was no change in muscle mass. That was endurance. In resistance, see, fat mass was reduced 2.4 kgs and the muscle mass increased 2.4 kgs. So if you, what does this tell you? If you only want to reduce the muscle mass, If you want to only reduce the muscle mass, you'd go for endurance training. If you want to reduce the muscle mass and increase the if you want to reduce the fat muscle, if you want to reduce the fat and increase the muscle, go with resistance training. Okay, this was study 1. And another study where in obese women, dieting and exercise they have done. This was 8-week study. This was 8-week study. 40 women were there. 8-week study. 40 women were there. Group 1 was control. Group 2 was diet only. Group 3 was diet plus resistance. Group 4 was exercise only. Understood? What do you think out of these 4 who will get good results? Please drop a message. Fast. Out of these 4, control, diet plus resistance, exercise, whom do you think will win or will show greater improvement? Fast. Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D. What do you think? Fast, everybody. Please drop a message fast. Dhanush, Group D. What, Dhanush? Huh? Do it fast. Which group? Group A, Group B, Group C or Group D? Yes, you guys are absolutely right. It is, yes, very good. Diet plus resistance. Why diet plus resistance? Control group, no diet, no exercise. No diet, no exercise. Okay. And diet only dieting. Diet plus exercise. So this group showed diet only. See, let us talk in 2 terminologies. One is weight, body weight. One is body weight and another is muscle mass. So diet only minus 4.5 kg reduction. Okay. Matlab, for example, if this female was 90 kgs, she lost 4.5 kgs. Amazing. Claps for her. Okay. And body weight was minus 4.5 kg. Okay. And they have lost 0.9 kg muscle mass. Okay. Matlab, weight to kam hua. Along with that, they also lost muscle mass. Now, okay, they also lost muscle mass. Sorry, wait. They also lost, sorry. This is for diet. This is for diet group. They lost minus 4.5 kg weight and they lost minus this. This did not show any change. This did because they didn't do dieting, they didn't do any exercise. So then they didn't show any change. Dieting, there was minus 4.5 kg, minus 0.9 kg. Diet plus resistance, body weight minus 3.9 kg. Matlab 90 में से minus 3.9 kg weight they reduced. And muscle mass, it maintained. Matlab there was no muscle mass lost. Okay. And then exercise, only exercise group, it increased the weight. Just 0.5 kgs it increased the weight, but there was gain in muscle mass. 1.1 kg muscle mass increased. Understood? See, now you tell me, out of all of this, who performed good? Here muscle mass was, it lost muscle mass, but we don't want loss of muscle mass. We want to maintain the muscle mass or we want to increase the muscle mass. So out of these 3, this fellow won. Only exercise group won because it gained 1.1 kg muscle mass. But if you come up, if you see this, we also want weight reduction. So in that, this fellow won. Dieting only won because it was minus 4.5 kg. But if you see this, it also lost this. So we are excluding this. Here, this fellow gained weight. So we are excluding this. So if you see this 3.9 minus kg fellow, this group won. Okay. So this was a obese woman diet control study. Now let us end this with dose response relationship. Matlab, how much activity, more fat loss. How much is that more? Okay, more time, more calories burned, more frequency, more fat lost. More time you are doing, more calories are burned. More frequency you are doing, more fat is lost. Okay, realistic target should be 60 to 90 minutes per day, and it should be moderate activity, not severe. It should be moderate. If you are increasing the time, reduce the intensity. So these are inversely proportional, and it should be 2100 to 2000 kilocalorie per week. मतलब per day कितना होता? If you take 2800 divided by 7, how much it will be? 7 fours are 28. So 400 kilocalories per day you are supposed to burn. ठीक है? Duration matters more than intensity. Low intensity will burn more fat than short intense ones. Okay, next, this example which I was telling, no, it is divided into 15 minutes per day, 30 minutes per day, and 45 minutes per day. There are 3 groups. Okay, all did walking. What are the results? All of them lost fat. Okay, and reduction in waist size, all of them. Okay, but 45 minutes group lost most of the fat. So this clearly shows that long duration, greater calorie burn, okay, and greater fat loss. This was a study. Okay, now see, frequency progression daily. How many days per week? 2 days per week, no weight loss. 3 days per week, fat reduction. Yes, we've studied, no, pehle. 4 days plus week will give you best result. So you go for this. 4 days, matlab in a week you are supposed to do 4 days per 4 days workout. Minimum is 3 days per week. Ideal is 4 plus day per week. So 4 to 5 days per week if you are working out, you will see beautiful results. Target per session, 300 kilocalories approximately you are supposed to target, and it should have either 30 minutes of moderate vigorous activity, 60 minutes of brisk walking, or 30 minutes of circuit training. Okay, how to start? Sedentary and obese individual, how are you supposed to start? Start with slow walking, gradually add the speed, progress over 8 to 12 weeks. So you will be able to see the changes in 4 weeks, and these will be small changes. If you want to be consistently seeing the results, it should be between 8 weeks to 12 weeks. Understood? Combined with eating changes, not just exercises plus diet. Whatever evidence I have shown you isse pehle, you've answered, no, CCC. Not just exercise. Along with dieting, if you do, you can preserve muscle mass. You can preserve muscle mass, and you can increase fat loss. Aim for 5 to 15% weight loss in 12 weeks. In 4 weeks, in 4 months, we did know starting में 5 to 15% of 90 kgs is between 4.5 to 13.5, something we did know. So you only target this in 4 months. This is the realistic aim you have to set. Support system, better long term. This support system will come from your family, friends. Okay, you should have friends like I have. Okay, Sufi, Dhanush, Neeraj, Sachin sir. Okay, they all motivate me. My brother especially. They all motivate me to be consistent for better long-term results. Okay, if I give up now, I will not be able to do that weight loss or whatever I am aiming for. So your support system is very important. If they demotivate you, नहीं होगा नहीं होगा नहीं होगा, तो वो कभी भी नहीं होगा. Okay, so lifestyle integration, not just dieting, exercise. You have to improve your lifestyle. Move more daily. Walk, cycle instead of driving. Take stairs. Walk during calls. Whenever you're getting calls, whenever you're talking to your boyfriend or girlfriend, please walk. Okay, walk and talk. Don't sit, blush and talk. That is not going to reduce your fat. Okay, even if you are having lift, please take stairs. Don't take lift. Okay, hourly short works. Those who are doing desk job, okay, you can do hourly short works. Every hour just move for some time and then come back and work. Manual tool versus automatic tools. Okay, instead of using automatic tools, try to use manual tools. Some daily movements add up significantly. So those who are training for weight control to your patients, please tell them that do these small daily activity. अरे बैठे से जगह पे हाथ पैर उठाने के लिए बोलो, more than enough, because your body is burning calories, because you have to set your set the patient set क्या है वो set point. Your thalamus, hypothalamus has to set that point. Then if that set point is decreased, then your body will not fight against that. So now there is this boom. This is what we were waiting for. Caloric restraint plus physical activity, the ideal formula, the C which you selected, no, it is that caloric restraint plus physical activity. Research shows that daily lifestyle movement, moderate dietary control, similar fat loss results as diet plus intense workout. मतलब daily lifestyle movement plus moderate dietary control, diet plus, these are not exercises, these are basic movements which you are doing. This and this, diet plus intense workout, shows similar result. So if you don't want to go for intense hard workouts, you do lifestyle changes and moderate dietary control. That would be more than enough. So lifestyle changes include more walking, cleaning and gardening, taking stairs, cycling short distances, small daily actions. It gives you big long-term results. Okay. Why combining diet plus exercise beats diet alone? Diet alone, there will be muscle mass, metabolism slows, more hunger, harder long term. Diet plus exercise, more fat burned, muscle preserved, better metabolism, low hunger. All of this we have already discussed. Okay, reality check. Lifelong habits are needed. This is important. Whenever you are training your patient for weight control, please focus on this. If they are not doing it for lifelong, they are not changing their habits, they cannot lose their weight. National Task Force on Obesity, weight loss requires lifelong eating changes, lifelong physical activity, lifelong behavioral changes. Temporary diets fail, temporary workouts fail, only permanent habits will work. But only 40% of people trying to lose or maintain weight are regularly active. The real key. So we are ending the session with this. Psychological plus behavior changes, exercise plus diet. Psychological plus behavior change will give you motivation, accountability, support system, less sitting, more moving, habit tracking, don't eat junk. Okay. Positive environment. Exercise plus diet, your physiology. This will give your physiology. This is main ray. Muscle preservation, free fat muscle mass. This is important. It will preserve. Diet and exercise will preserve your free fat mass. Okay. So the ideal approach for weight control is not extreme dieting or extreme exercise. Not extreme dieting, not extreme exercise. It is smart balance of moderate physical activity plus moderate dietary restraint, and it is maintained for life. One last topic, spot reduction. I think most of you know what is spot reduction. Many people in gym you might be seeing doing only arms like this. Why? Because they want to reduce the fat in the arm, or only they'll do lower limb activity. It is not happening. Spot reduction does not work. Spot reduction is a myth. People believe that sit-ups will make belly fat loose. Side bends, loose love handles. Leg raises will give you slim thighs. Sounds logical, but it is not true. Fat loss is whole body, not localized. The fat loss will be whole body. It is not local. It depends on your genetics. It depends on your genetics. मतलब it is based on your genetics के उसको जौन से जगह का फैट निकालने का है वही जगह का फैट निकलेगा. So it depends on your genetics. Research evidence says that tennis player study dominant arm was stronger. Fat thickness same. Heavy use did not reduce local fat. Okay. Sit-up study, 336 sit-ups per day for 27 days. No change in abdominal fat cells. Fat loss same in exercised and non-exercised areas. So they checked the fat in exercised areas and non-exercised areas. Sit-ups did not reduce the belly fat, because here some people followed this. Sit-ups will reduce the belly fat, but the study says that no, it does not. So why spot reduction does not happen? So spot reduction does not happen because your muscle demands energy. Okay, this energy is released from fatty acids or your fat stores. And these fat stores come from all over the body. It comes from all over the body, not from nearby area, not from nearby area. So who chooses this? मतलब कहाँ से fat आना है, क्या है? Who chooses it? It is chosen by hormones. It is chosen by blood flow. Okay. It is chosen by overall energy needs. Okay. So what is the bonus? Bonus is your genetics. Your genetics will say how much fat is, from where, which area the fat has to be removed. It is done by your genetics. Okay. Gender differences: men lose more fat from exercising because more abdominal fat, higher lipolysis. Men have more abdominal fat, so that fat will be lipolyzed. Tend to undereat during training. They tend to undereat, but we females, we eat more to compensate. So when sometimes women sometimes compensate by eating more. Slower fat loss, both can lose fat, but patterns differ. Aging and muscle loss: with age your muscle will be reduced and your strength will be reduced. That will be replaced by intramuscular fat. So your muscle, these muscle fibers will be lost with age, and this muscle fibers will be filled with intramuscular fat. Okay. So fat reduction, spot reduction is a myth. Total fat loss is equal to calorie deficit plus whole body activity. Exercise protects muscle and slows aging. To lose belly fat, don't train your belly, train your whole body. Okay, summary. Weight control is not a 30-day challenge. It is not a detox. It is not a temporary mission. It is a lifelong journey, and you are in charge of it. The most effective tools you'll ever need are beautifully simple. Move your body every day, build strength and confidence, eat with awareness, not restriction. Stay consistent, not perfect. You have to need not be perfect. Perfectly I'll do this, perfectly I'll not required. But stay consistent. Avoid shortcuts and myths. Whatever myths we have cleared, you have to avoid those myths. Okay? Make lifestyle your medicine. Thank you for joining, all of you, those who were abhi tak with me. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe, learn, inspire, and grow. Okay? So, closing the session now. If anybody has any doubts, you can shoot. Or we'll be closing the session. If you have any questions, please say yes. If you don't have any questions, you want a webinar on weight gain, increase your input with proper carbohydrate, protein and fat क्या बोलते हैं percentages. Improve more, increase more input. The balance you are seeing, no, input output. So increase your input, automatically you'll see. If your genetics says that you cannot increase, if your genes are like that कि तुम पतले ही है, it will take time. And reduce the stress, be happy. Okay, reducing the stress and being happy also increases the dopamine in your body, and it can help you gain weight. Okay, definitely I'll try to take one, Neha. Any questions? Any questions? If you have any questions, please shoot. Otherwise, I'll end the session. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you in the next webinar. Thanks, Rihanna. Thanks for being till now. Next webinar probably will be of neuro. We'll see. Yes, adipocytes release inflammatory markers. Yes, Kondal. Okay. So, your question is, ma'am, as you said, adipocytes release inflammatory markers for in normal individuals. See, your question is correct, but try to understand this. In normal individuals, you all of you have adipocytes. All of us are having adipocytes, but adipocytes has some capacity. For example, if my adipocyte has only this much of capacity, I will give this much adipocytes, I will give this much fat only to this. If I am increasing, if I'm increasing my intake, surplus amount of energy, matlab carbohydrates, if I have taken more, that surplus amount of carbohydrate after getting converted into glycogen will come and get stored again into the adipocytes. Again I had more carbohydrates went and it got stored in the adipocytes at fat cells. Okay, so when the adipocytes are overly loaded, then they will start releasing the inflammatory markers. Okay, when they have enough capacity, when they are nicely happily in harmony, if they are working together, those adipocytes will not release inflammatory markers. When they are overly loaded, no, such adipocytes will release inflammatory markers. Okay, why only obesity valu prone for OA? Because see, it is not just obesity, it is if you have more fat in your body, those people are more prone to have OA. See, obesity, they have lot of fat. Obesity, adipocytes are there. So these adipocytes are having more fat in them. So as I already cleared your doubt that these adipocytes which are overly loaded, they will slowly eventually, matlab after a long time, they will start releasing the inflammatory markers. So these inflammatory markers will slowly go and they will start, which is already getting eroded, matlab due to a lot of body weight, it is under pressure. The chondrocytes which are there in knee, those are already under pressure and they are on the verge to get damaged. Okay, they're already on the verge to get damaged. See, when there is pressure, see, this is my hand and I am putting pressure on this. Okay, I'm putting pressure on this. If I put this pressure for longer period of time, you say for half an hour, if I put the pressure here, my inflammatory cells in my body, they will come to this place, state feeling that there is something wrong happening here. So body weight is already present. Okay, body weight ki wajah se chondrocytes are already under pressure. Because of this, the inflammatory markers which are produced by adipocytes will first come to this area. It will first come to this area and these chondrocytes will start getting affected. Matlab they start getting damaged more here. Okay, and that inflammatory reaction will start happening here because this knee is already under stress. Okay, that is the reason why that is the reason why obesity are prone for OA knee. Okay, what is the hormonal impact on weight gain? Weight gain, I'll take another session. Okay, you have different hormones which help in weight gain. For that, for hormonal creation, obviously you will require fat. So what hormones, what percentage of that is required, we'll do it in another session, Ibrahim. Okay, or else I'll make a short video and I'll post it. Okay, chalo, done with the questions. We'll see you in next webinar. Next webinar probably I'll do neuro. Next webinar probably I'll do it on neuro. And this video has been posted in YouTube. All of you can go see there on YouTube. Please share with your friends and give them also some knowledge. Chalo, signing off. Good night. Bye. कौन है वो? कौन बोला? कल्ला भाने